wear that outfit again. But if you wanna keep your speed, because I want to fit in. Sorry, you're just not terribly important to me. Did you know that Whitney Houston's debut beat her phone #1 single song? Did you know that Christy, there are no girls with good personalities? I don't think we should see each other anymore. It never was supposed to be. Gotta return some videotapes. Have to return some videotapes. Did you know I'm utterly insane? I like to dissect girls that ate some of their brains. Gotta return some videotapes. I'm really late. I guess I'm probably returning videotapes. I guess I'm probably returning videotapes.
One, two, three, four, America! Again! Coming again to save the motherfucking day, America! Again! Freedom is the only way! Terrorist, your game is through! Now you have to answer to America! Again! So lick my butt and suck on my home, America! Again! What you gonna do when they come for you? It's a dream! We all share, it's a hope for tomorrow. Fuck you! Wow, fuck you! Wow, fuck you! America! Again! Freedom is the only way! Oh, fuck yeah, Walmart! Donald! Baseball! Football! Baseball! Internet! Slavery! Fuck yeah! Whoa, fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! America, wake the fuck up!
The following program is rated TV-17, containing bad language,
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
sexual situations,
Like you're gonna take your pants off instead.
nudity,
Sure.
and graphic depictions of nut-crunching dick kicks.
Oh, I just had to kick in the diddly again.
Parental discretion is advised.
like a little boy. I giggle every time I see titties. It's weird.
All right, welcome everybody. It is Sunday night. This is the RONN JOE Show, episode 46. I am your host, RONN JOE. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been a weird week, weird weekend. I gotta say, I got a campaign launching in a couple weeks. I think this is 2 weeks from now, May 15th, and I've been like cramming to try to get everything ready, everything set. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Indiegogo a little bit later on when it comes to a lot of this stuff, because I ran into an issue. I want to put a let me see if I can do this. Is there a poll? All right, I got a poll up here. I don't even know how this works on Indiegogo. It's the first time I'm using it. I don't even know if you guys can have access to it or what. We're gonna see. If not, I'm gonna throw it into the YouTube chat and we'll see how that goes. I posted on there about Indiegogo, and I get a bunch of people saying that they don't want to back on Indiegogo, which is fine. And I have a website where I can put stuff on as well. So we're going to talk about the process. But I've been looking a little bit into Indiegogo, just doing a deep dive, I guess you could say. And we're going to dive into that at some point as well. But we got a bunch of fun things to talk about. Got a brand new mic I'm trying to break in here. So bear with me when it comes to some of this stuff. I'm trying to get the audio a little bit clearer, all that good stuff. You know, constantly working on me, as Sean would say. Shout out to Sean. Good to see you. I know he's watching somewhere. Probably not. He's probably sitting there watching Gilmore Girls. That's what he does on Sunday nights or something. I don't know. We got Mark Penguin in the house. Let's get to the chat, though. Let's just do that. Let's get to the chat and get things rolling here. We have Mark Penguin in the house, number one in the chat, number one in my heart, as always, my friend. That makes you...
You're number one.
Yes, indeed, you are.
So, Mr. Penguin, a penguin is a bird that cannot fly. I am a man. I have a name.
And his name is Mark Penguin. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, as always, number one. We also have Leighton Gay in the house, member of the channel. Now, you all know the first members in the channel, or in the chat. Get this?
What are you doing up?
Oh my God! I'm sorry! I can't stop coming! I'm sorry! Oh, it feels so good!
Feels so good to have the members in the chat tonight. We got let me see. Let me work on this here. It's Pub Lewis 079. We're gonna go with that. Welcome. Red Rocket Countdown Liftoff. Red Rocket Countdown Liftoff. I like it. Bresky the Great's in the house. Good to see you. Says, wait, that's not it. That's me. Salute the chat and salute Ronan. Salute to you, my friend. Thank you for being here. We also have Scribe Comics in the house. Hail to you. Magnificent One says, hi, everybody. Good to see you guys. Sheldon Martin, member of the channel, is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. As always.
Pegging isn't new for me, friendo, but it is for Disney.
He says Gilmore Girls. Yeah. Ask Sean about that on Thursday. Yeah, he won't deny it. He likes the Gilmore Girls, you know. So he's having a good time. Good time. Well, let me. You know what? I will tell you in 2 seconds. Tell you in 2 seconds, and I'll let you guys know. Blackjack is in the house. Says hail to you, Blackjack. A breaker of hearts is what Blackjack is. Matthew's in here as well. Says hail, Joe, and the chat. Good to see you. Let me go back to this. Well, first off, do you guys see this poll? I made a poll on the StreamYard side, and I don't know if you guys can see if it's available in the chat where it's at. I don't see it in the YouTube chat, so I might just have to do the YouTube here. And this whole poll might have been all for naught. I don't know. I don't know how this all works. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Let's just hide that. We'll do the YouTube poll. Let me tell you something. So we went to the casino. Me and Sean hooked up with John Malin, our boy. When I had a guy's day going on, get some drinks, hit the casino, do some gambling. A good time, as always. Now, listen, I've got a rule. Because, I don't have all the money in the world, right? So, I have a rule when you go to the casino that I'm only going to take like $100 with me, max $200, right? Max is $200 if I'm feeling really good. I got a little bit of drinks in me, I'm like pull out another $100, but that's it. No more than $200, and that's all we're doing. We sit down at the table. We find a nice table. It's wide open. There's 3 spots there. There's an Asian couple that was sitting over here. They're absolutely killing it, just killing. I'm talking about hundreds of dollars. Just there was these side bets on the table. You could do this like perfect pairs thing, and bust. You could bet on bus cards and all that kind of stuff. And they're cleaning up. I'm watching these. I'm just like, holy shit. it'd be nice to have that money to drop, right? Because I don't know how much money they're dropping to get that money, but it's like $500 is being cashed out. We had another guy sit down next to us on the table, did the exact same thing. He was constantly hitting those perfect pairs, dropping, like putting down $10, $15, and it was paying out like $25 to one. I got like 2 perfect pairs, I think, in the entire time I was there. I just put $1 there, and I got $25 every time that happened. So that was pretty cool. But this dude, I mean, just dropping money left and right. All right, so there's that. I'm sitting there with my $100, and it's like, okay, you know, you need a little bit of luck to begin the game just to get rolling, right? And it's like the first 4 hands is just boom, lost right across the board, you know. And you're talking about like boom, gone, $40, just like that. And I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be a fast one compared to usual. And it did. It went like that. I got down very, very quickly within the first 20 minutes there. I'm just like, holy shit, you know, we usually stay at the casino for a few hours, gambling, drinking, you know, before we go catch some lunch and then head home. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't even think I'm going to be able to last 30 minutes here as with this table going the way it is. So I get all the way down, I get back a little bit, and then I'm out again. And all of a sudden, boom, I'm gone. My money's gone. $100, done. And so I'm drinking at this time, you know. I'm just like, all right, you know, I feel whatever. I've set aside a certain amount of money. It's going to be all right. So I go to the ATM. I pull out another $100. I'm like, I'm not spending the entire thing, though. I'm just going to put down 40 to start with just to get back in the game. Let's see how it goes. And if I can ride with that, we'll keep on going, you know. So I throw that down. We get going. And, you know, I win a little bit. I'm losing a little bit. Win. It's just, you know, every time you get going a little bit, they come and break your heart and just, you know, take your money away. What sucked for me was the doubles. Doing the doubles, I think I won 1 double all night long or all day long. The rest of them just took my money. And I'm just like, holy shit. John's doing good. You know, he's you know what I've noticed on these seats? So there was like five seats, I believe, at a table. The corner seats seem to do the best. And I'm always like smack dab in the middle. It seems like John was out in the corner in this one. And he's just getting blackjack, and he's, you know, he's making some good moves, though. Don't get me wrong. He's making some good moves, pushing some money in, making some, you know, some bets, and it's paying off and stuff. So he's doing all right. He's doing fine. Me and Sean, we're struggling, but that's all right. You know, we're still newbies to this whole game, and we just go out for the fun. We just go out for the fun of it. And so to answer your question, 079, I'm just going to say that. How did we do at the casino? Not very well. It's pretty much the same as always. I walk in there with $100. I walk out with nothing. And today I walked in with $200, walked out, or yesterday, or Saturday it was now. Oh, it is. Yeah, yesterday. Walked in with 2 and left with 0. So it was still fun. Still money I allocated to be lost. So no big deal. But one of these days is going to work. One of these days I'm going to hit it. It's going to happen. I'm going to walk in here and be like, guys, I cleared it. I came back, you know, at least even. If not even, you know, plus, somewhere plus, instead of always losing my money. Magnificent One says, you ever going to expand beyond blackjack? Maybe try your hand at roulette or play a little 5-card stud. Roulette would be cool. When we were on one of our casino trips, I watched John do roulette because I already tapped out of all my money. But, you know, it's possibly, I wouldn't be, you know, if I had more money to take to the casino, I think that's what it is. If I had more money to take to the casino, maybe I'd try some more things and branch out. But really, I like blackjack. It's fun. You sit there, you drink, you get your side bets going. And there's a high. There's an absolute high to winning, and especially when you string along like 3 or 4 hands in a row. And you're like, all right, things are going good. And you're upping your bet a little bit. And then she comes through and just takes all your money. It's just crazy. But maybe possibly. Rick Saylor's in the house. My guy says it's like casinos want your money. I know. Who would have thought?
The common thread in all of my failed schemes is human stupidity. People are just too stupid to accept me as their leader.
Yeah, facts. KO Joe's in the house. Says greetings from Raleigh, North Carolina. Good to see you, man. Matt LaRock's in the house. Says I like craps. It's fun. But you can lose a lot of money really fast. Dude, I feel like that's what it is in general. You go to the casino. I mean, back when I was younger, I used to just go to play the slots. It was the same thing there. You pop in, I don't know, whatever you're starting with. And, you know, when I was younger, I didn't have that much money. You know, again, maybe like $50, right? And you cruise through that $50, or button push, whatever, and it just goes real fast. The tables are fun because it's a little bit more like everybody's getting into it. You know, the table atmosphere is pretty good unless you have an asshole that just kind of sits grumpy. But most people sit there, they're cheering you on. Everyone's excited when you get a blackjack or a good luck ace and all this kind of stuff. And it's a fun atmosphere. It's just, hanging out, chilling. I like that. But you're right. You forgot your 4-leaf clover. That's what I need to bring that next time. That was it. That's the mentality that keeps the casinos in business. I know. That's how they get you. That's how they get you right there. And I know that. I understand that, which is why I don't take that much money. Like, I got a certain amount of money that I have already set aside when I know that we're going to be going to the casino. I'm like, this, I can spend this. I can lose this and I'm happy with it. I'm not going and pulling out more, like more that I can't spend. But it has crossed my mind. Trust me. You don't need much money to play roulette. Bet minimum. Even if you lose, you'll last longer than blackjack. Predicament. I'll try it. Play slots to stretch your money for longer. Yeah, I've never been. I think what it is too, guys, is like you got to have the luck. There's some people that just have luck when it comes to gambling, whether it's lottery tickets, whether it's the slots, or even blackjack. I guess like some people just have that luck. It gets them, and others don't. I've always been one of those that don't have the luck when it comes to gambling. I don't think I've ever won anything more than $35, and that was at a casino back in like 2004 in Vegas. I won $35, but I spent 50 to get that 35, so did I really win anything? I don't know. Matthew says play the slots play the slots at the front of the casino. They're designed to let you win more so others see it and join in. Now that's an interesting philosophy. I might have to try that. Okay, so roulette has the worst odds. It's to me it's like if you're doing it for fun, and that's all I'm doing it for. If I ever become good at it, maybe try to make some money. Like, John does really good. I know Ethan does good. I'm not there yet, but right now it's just to have fun, hang out with the guys, drink some beers, and lose a little bit of money. But I'm spending $100 on a week in fast food sometimes, so it's like, okay, I can justify to go out and have a good time. Magnificent One says, good tip, or gotta tip your dealer more, Joe. Your luck will suddenly change for the better. They like to win with you. We do tip the dealers, for the most part, and they're always actually pretty. I've never had a problem with the dealer. Most of the dealers have been pretty good, pretty nice, and give you a lot of good tips. They're there rooting for you, especially you can put them in on the bet. So I try to do those things. Yeah, they all lose. Everybody, it's gambling, But I see a bunch of people dropping money left and right there. I don't know what these people do, where they get their money, but they're coming in, dropping hundreds on the table, and they're winning big, spending big. I'm like, damn, I need whatever job it is you guys have. You know what I'm saying? All right, got a lot of things to talk about. I don't even know if I'm going to get to everything. As usual, just pulled a bunch of stuff up. Some things I definitely want to talk about first, and then we're going to cover the Indiegogo stuff because I am interested in what you guys think as I have a campaign here launching on the 15th. So let me actually start that poll. IGG vs Superior Press Comics. Did I spell that right? Typing too fast. No, I didn't spell that right. I'm an idiot. Okay. Here's a poll for you guys. Now, I want you to join in and let me know, because it's really going to determine kind of what I do on the 15th. Most likely I'm going to be doing Indiegogo, but it determines if I'm going to put more up on the website instead of just exclusives. For anybody that doesn't want to back in Indiegogo, you can go to superiorpresscomics.com and get all the tiers. So we'll check that out here in a little bit. But first, I want to give a shout out to my guy, Art Haida, who is a member. He's in the chat. Damn it. In the chat quite a bit. He's in the chat a lot of shows. Big supporter. Went out and met Ken Roquefort, which I thought was pretty cool. But look what he's wearing right here. He's wearing one of the Dale Keown sketch cover white t-shirts that you can get at superiorpresscomics.com, and it looks damn good. I wish there was a better picture we could find, but you can see the Dale Keown shirt right there. I just wanted to give a shout out to anybody supporting the show, buying our merch, and going out there and then showing it off, So shout out to him. I thought that was really, really awesome to see. You are the man, Art Haida. If you're seeing this live, you're seeing this later, I want you to know I appreciate you. Matt says, last time I was at Vegas, I said to my friend, we should just give our wallets to the front desk clerk and turn around and go home, just save some time. Yeah, I get you. beers, drink bourbon. Well, okay. I don't want to drink liquor while I'm there and get really sauced up, and then I'm making bad decisions, right? Then I'm really making bad decisions because now I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. I'm like, oh, like I'll go and pull some money out, pull more money out. No. I just want to keep. It was a good buzz. It's had 2 beers, nothing major. You had a buzz going on. Yeah. You start dropping that liquor, man. Then I'm getting into a problem. Yeah, Rick says Superior Press website. Does yes mean IGG or Superior Press? Damn it. Okay, wait. All right. Idiot. All right, I'm ending that poll. I'm going to end the poll. That's a great question, and I didn't set it up right. Let me set it up correctly this time around. Okay. Because I got to make the options IGG or Superior Press. All right. Where would you back? Or we're going to do both. Because I want to see you out there if anyone has the both. All right. Where would you back? IGG Superior Press. There's the new poll in the chat. All right. My bad, guys. Start voting on that one. Got Marcus Kilgrew in the house. Says, hail all. Hail to you. Good to see you. He took a pic with Wilson. Oh, did he? All right. I only saw this one. Yeah, I know it failed. I started it again. There's a brand new one. Do the new one. The old one, that was not properly thought out. YOJ's in the house says booze is for teens and hobos. I mean, next time you go to a casino, leave your cards at home. No, that's good. You just take the cash and then, you don't have any temptation. That's good. These are good. That's good advice, everybody. But I don't have a problem with gambling. Like I'm very controlled person, very responsible. Like I know exactly what I'm going to spend when I go there. I knew yesterday that I was going to try to go with $100 as I usually have, but in the back of my mind, I was like, I do have this extra money that I had, like in case I was doing good or whatever, helping other people out, I could throw down on there. So I ended up using it. It was all good. I also bought lunch with it too, so it didn't all go to the table. I back a fair amount of Kickstarter. Okay. Well, I don't know if I'll be doing Kickstarter. Listen, I don't want to do. The one thing I don't want to do in this is just put the campaign all over the place on opening day and have like 4 or 5 different places to back. It's just really complicated. I don't want to get into it. The reason why I'm thinking about doing the website is because I had some people, say like, hey, they don't really want to use Kickstarter or Indiegogo anymore. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But I didn't bring enough people to the website with the preview campaign. So I was like, maybe just put it where people are familiar with it. I'm familiar. It's a pain in the ass, but it'll still be up there, and we'll work towards getting it on my website or Back Me Bro in the future or something like that. And then I was like, I'm going to put the poll up and just see how disenfranchised people are with Indiegogo. And so far, I think I got 57 votes out of it. And the majority was like 90% or 98%. Put the tiers up on Superior Press Comics. So I'll probably end up doing that at some point. Christopher Abouchard's in the house. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to be all over the place. Yeah, that's the thing. It might sound good, but it's really a headache to have to monitor all these different campaigns. So if I'm going to do multiple ones, I would rather just do the Indiegogo as the main one. And we'll put all the same tiers on SuperiorPressComics.com for anybody that doesn't want to back the Indiegogo. And that's just where we're gonna have it for right now. I got way too much going on to try to have be keeping track of 4 or 5 different Indiegogos at the same time. That's just crazy. Gene Bond Art for 30 from NT. Where's NT? Netherlands? More base comic books. Let's go. Let's do it. That's what I'm talking about. Reaper Destroyer issue 2, May 15th, coming out. We're going to talk about later on in the show. We'll get past a couple of entertaining stuff, and we'll dive into this conversation a little bit later. Ever thought about doing an Amazon pre-launch alongside IGG and SA? I bet there are people who would buy but won't set up an IG account. Almost everyone has an Amazon account. I have not thought about that. I might have to look into that. I see some people doing that. Might have to look into it. Superior Press is the only place you should be on from now on. Fuck giving money to any other person but yourself. And, ultimately the goal would be to fund on my own site. But here's the thing, like, you also want to make sure you're giving some options out there, because there are some people that trust certain sites, right? So as many people are saying that they don't want to back Indiegogo anymore. I get that. It's a pain in the ass for creators. Trust me. But I did discover some things. I did a little bit of research. I want to run by you guys on I'll take you behind the scenes a little bit on the setting up and show you some of the stuff that Indiegogo is saying about some things, and maybe answer some complaints, and we'll see. But yes, in the future, I would like to do the majority of stuff on my own website. Yeah, I'm going to do Back Me, bro. That's definitely going to happen. I'm definitely, once that's up and running, I'm going to be one of the campaigns that puts their stuff up there for sure. Wiley J says, I wouldn't trust anything Shane is involved in, just me. That's fine. That can be just you. I got plenty of trust for myself when it comes to that, so I got no problem putting the campaign there. Curse Hearts is in the house, as Joe's dropping the link. Thank you. Appreciate you. Shout out to Curse Hearts. Monitor. Jeez. I can't speak today. Moderator is what I meant to say in the chat. Okay, here we go. Let's jump into some things. This conversation. Let's do a somewhat of a cleansing palette here and bring up something. We got to jump in. Let's get this going. Let's get the energy going. I saw this post yesterday, and it just made me really want to eat some pizza. And I'm just like, I don't know why. It really had the feeling of burying my face in the pizza and eating it. I mean, I love pizza. It's my favorite food of all time. I could eat pizza every single day of the week and be completely satisfied all the time. Especially pepperoni pizza, nice good cheese, nice big pepperoni. Very tasty, very tasty. So, I mean, that's something I definitely love to get into. And what do you guys think? Pizza? Y'all about pizza? You like pizza? I think you like pizza. I think we all like pizza. I think we can get. Is that the Sydney Sweeney special? Now that would be marketing 101 if that was the case. Now, I don't know if this is AI. This could be a fake. You never know with these stuff these days. But I was just like, yes, I want that pizza specifically made. And I will eat it in 2 seconds. Hell yeah. Rick, I love you, brother. But Shane Davis is not doing anything when it comes to the crowdfunding for Fans Fest. That is already fun. The money for that fest is done. Like, that's already the crowdfunding. And people need to realize this. And this is, I don't really want to talk about this because it's annoying. You just ruined the pizza there. The crowdfunding is for the CG part only, right? There is a convention that's happening. The Matt is already got vendors and guests already signed up, already there. Just like any other convention that happens anywhere else, people pay to be there with their tables. They pay to be there so that they can sell and make money and all that kind of stuff. That is going on. That is already happening. The crowdfunder is specifically for CG. That's the only thing it's for. It's for CG to get a discount on rooms and get a package to have a ticket and a room and the ability for CG to come out and have a meetup. That's what it's about. In fact, there's a lot of guests that are coming to the convention that didn't want to be advertised on for the Fans Fest campaign because that was a CG thing. So it's a separate thing. All right. For the Fans Fest crowdfund has nothing to do with funding the event itself. And people need to understand that. That's just something you need to understand and move on with. Milk on pizza. I would say let's go. Pizza bazooms. Yes. I'm down. Let's go. I got tons of compliments on the shirt. There he is. There's the man right there. Shout out to Art Haida. We were just talking about you a little bit ago. Says I got tons of compliments on the shirt from the comic fans and artists. Told them to check you and Reaper Destroyer out. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Hell of an advertisement there too. So shout out to everybody that's got the merch. Rick's got a hoodie. He's got a cup. Art Haida. Sheldon Martin's got a shirt or a hoodie out there as well. There's other people I know that have bought stuff off the site and wear them out in public and give that advertisement. So shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for supporting me, the company, the show, the character. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. The pizza is ruined now. That's what I'm saying. Well, that's fine. They don't have to. And I don't give a fuck. I really don't. See, this kind of shit, it pisses me off and annoys me. I don't care. I really don't. Go have everybody complain about that shit on their own. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to it. I would like to be. I'm going there. I'm going to be there. I'd like to meet people that are going to be there. I don't care if there's this pushback because of whatever stupid nonsense is happening. I don't give a shit. I really don't. Go or don't go. Okay? If you go, great. I would love to see you. If you don't want to go, then don't go. All right? Bancroft's in the house. Says IGG is trying to charge me $350 for shipping on a digital tier. Now, that's crazy. That is crazy. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know, Bancroft. I don't know if you've done a lot of searching on the Indiegogo stuff. I have. I've looked up some stuff. I'm going to cover some stuff here in a second. Fuck it. Let's just get into it. Since this conversation is all about this, I got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'll just put it to the side. And let's bring up the Indiegogo, since that's the main topic here, and we'll just dive into this. If we get to everything else, cool. If we don't, it is what it is. Let me bring up the right page so I don't dox any of my information, but I want to take you on a little bit of a journey on the back end of all this. And what's interesting, okay, should be good. Okay, a little behind the scenes stuff. So I'm doing some research here. Sending out the link to the CG crew. What, for this show? Everybody's doing their own thing. Everybody's welcome. If anyone jumps in the chat, and if they're a CG King or whatever wants to jump on there, they're completely fine. But usually this is a solo show. I get compliments on my crowbar shirt at FCBD. Does that count? That does count. Doesn't count for supporting me or advertising my stuff, but it counts for being a badass, Jason. Yes, it does. Double cheese, double D's. I know, right? Let's go. Joe, are you going to Heroes Con? Would be to see you there. Not this year, but there's more stuff I want to do in 2027 that might involve some of these bigger cons to get to. Sean and I have been talking about doing it, going and bringing Superior Press Comics, bringing his IPs and my IPs, and going out a little bit more next year. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to wear the shirt when I watch more Kombat this. Nice, dude. Nice. I love it. You guys rock. I just need a Reaper Destroyer jean jacket now. I don't know if we'll ever do that. Okay, here's the thing about the thing about IGG. There's a lot of things there. As far as the old platform goes, it was so much nicer for definitely creators, but also for backers. And for a second, I was seeing a lot of backers saying like they actually liked the new improvements of IGG, and it was mostly creators that were complaining. But as of late, I feel like you're getting more backers complaining about the campaign. And so I'm like, all right, I got to figure out what's exactly going on. So one of the big complaints I hear is that they charge for shipping later. So they basically kind of adopted the Kickstarter platform, how they do stuff. It's, you take payments later. Shipping is calculated after everything's done, and you get an email, and you got to pay shipping sometimes at the end of the campaign. And people that back on Indiegogo liked being able to put their money right there and be done with it. You back the campaign, you're done with it, you're moving on now, you're just waiting for the product to come out. And so I'm like, okay, I got to check into this and see what's going on with this. The hoodies are dope. Yeah, and Rick would know. He was one of the first people to get the Reaper Destroyer hoodie. And it looked damn good on you, Rick. I'll be at Heroes Con. It's a lot of fun. Nice. I'm going to try to get there one of these days. So I'm looking into this. And so I go into Indiegogo. I'm going into the help topics. I'm like, all right, let's figure out what the hell is going on with this. And because this is all going to determine what, if anything, which I've already stated I'm going to, is going to be on superiorpresscomics.com. Because I want to have a place where people can go back. If you don't want to go to Indiegogo, perfectly fine. I've got a website where I can put pre-orders up. It's just kind of harder to keep track of that money. I've got a counter on the preview book campaign, and it doesn't work. Or at least it takes forever to actually update. So it's not like an instant backer where you can sit here and be like, oh, so-and-so back. We got to this many backers, this blah, blah, blah. It takes that excitement kind of out of it, at least the counter I have. So we'll see. But here's the difference. We get down here. It says project types and what they mean. Crowdfunding. You run a campaign with a funding goal. Pretty simple. And this is kind of what people are talking about. So this is what they... Oh, you guys didn't change. Well, let's do it and take it to the next... Okay. Well, I'm going to have to share multiple windows. This is stupid. How can I bounce you guys around when this is all going on? All right. Where is it? Okay. Hopefully this works. Kind of takes the steam out of all this. All right, crowdfunding. Here we go. Crowdfunding communication is not where I wanted to go. That is not where I wanted. All right, that's stupid. That is stupid. They just had the page I wanted to begin with. Because this is actually pretty good. It's informative. Yeah, I found this pretty interesting when you actually dive into this. If I can bring up the right page here. Let's see. Okay. What I really wanted to bring up here, there's a couple different things that come out when you talk about the Indiegogo and you talk about the crowdfunding, which I didn't know about until I looked in today. I have to manually sync my computer if I want to update on the spot. See, that was the thing. I'd have to go in, I'd have to refresh, I'd have to go into the sales count up, or that's the app I was using, and I'd have to refresh the app and then refresh it. It was just like I had to do a 3% process and it would finally count up. But we never got that. Like, when you're doing those big launches or whatever, and you can see the numbers, you just hit refresh and it goes. That wasn't happening with mine, but I have to maybe pick your brain with that. Maybe find out what you were using specifically, because maybe I just got the wrong thing. Anthony Clark is in the house. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Fantastic artist. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. If you host your campaign in Superior Press, I'll back you there. Every time I always choose creator sites first. All right. Well, I'll definitely do that. But I did want to bring this up because so the regular crowdfunding, I don't want to mess around with all these pages here because I got to open up a brand new window every single time I go to a different one. So let me just say the normal crowdfunding now on Indiegogo, they take your shipping later. You have to once you go into the project manager and the fulfillment and all that kind of stuff, it sends emails out to you guys and like, oh, hey, by the way, you owe shipping, because they never took the money from you to begin with. And some of the stuff is now like Kickstarter, where you don't pay until the campaign, the funding part of the campaign is done. And I see this thing right here. I was like, okay, this is kind of interesting. Express crowdfunding. What's the difference here? And this explains what express crowdfunding is under the help topics here in Indiegogo. If you're a creator, go check this out. But it says in a regular crowdfunding campaign, backers place orders first and pay later, or pay at a checkout if they choose installed or instant payments. A creator receives funds after the campaign reaches its goals. Orders stay editable, if you can say that word, before the final charge. Shipping fees and delivery addresses come later, but regular crowdfunding also supports setting to collect them. A campaign usually moves into the late pledge or pledge manager phase afterwards, which is a thing for creators that's a pain in the ass, because you used to have the pledging campaign and then in demand. That was it. And then you end the campaign, you fulfill. Like that's what it used to be. Now you got to go into a pledge manager and like all this kind of stuff. And you have to resubmit to Indiegogo to get approved of that and approved to get your funds. There's a lot of pain in the ass to it. So as a creator, I understand that. As backers, I get that if you don't like the Kickstarter model and you like being able to pay up front, they took that away from you now with the way that their normal crowdfunding is going. So this is what I was looking at. Express crowdfunding. What changes? Express crowdfunding focuses on confirmed orders and instant payment. It is not a lighter version of crowdfunding. It is a separate campaign mode with its own structure. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. So the key points for express campaigns: instant payment. Backers pay at checkout. The creator receives funds from the confirmed orders during the campaign. Payment options include instant payments and stretch pay installments, which I guess you can break up payments, which I didn't know you could do on Indiegogo. So it's an interesting thing to find out. We'll see where this goes. Okay. Bancroft says, I use sales count up too. There's a sync button in the setup screen where you can force it to update. I think that's what I have to do. I think I have to go and force it to update every single time. I don't know. I sent a message to them and they never hit me back because I was like, hey, asked them a question about if it was working properly, if I installed it right, and they never got back to me. So we'll see. I mean, I might use that again because I will put stuff on superiorpresscomics.com. Like that's going to happen, guys. But doesn't mean I'm not going to do Indiegogo because I want to keep that option for, and I'll tell you why. There's reasons why. Rick said creator-owned sites are the best as long as you have a safe payment option. Yeah, for sure, and we do. Mikey Madness is in the house. Says, "Hail Joe in the chat. I've been sharing your Superior Press link for the channel. I'm nice, man. Thank you, brother. And shout out to all the mods in all the various chats out there. Anybody that goes into other people's chats and drops links for SuperiorPressComics.com or drops the links to the Reaper Destroyer issue 2 campaign. Anything. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate y'all. We got YSA in the house. Says, "Hey Joe, what's going on, brother? Fantastic artist in here. Good to see you, as always." I see in the YouTube chat, Pub Lewis 079 sent a mystery gift. It doesn't show up in the StreamYard of it all. Interesting. I've got both chats up here so I can see. Yeah, it's not showing up in StreamYard, but thank you, man. Whatever that is, appreciate it. So getting back to this Express. So this is kind of sounding like the old Indiegogo, but I don't understand why they're two different things. So this is something I'm still looking into. Maybe if you guys know, you can help out with this as well, information-wise. But that was like, man, this is kind of interesting. So backers pay at checkout, like old Indiegogo. Creator receives funds and confirmed orders during the campaign, which I think is that's a little bit different because I think old Indiegogo, you would get it after the live period. So if you ran it for 30 days or 60 days, you wouldn't get your money until like 2 weeks after that. And then you would have access to your funds. Payment options include instant payments and stretch payments. So that's what I was talking about with the stretch payments, where you can break up payments. And I guess the creator can break up how many installments you want to do based on how much the installments are and all this kind of stuff. So that's an interesting thing. I've been looking into that with this campaign. No order editing, though. This is the thing that does kind of suck. It's like backers can't edit orders after checkout. If a backer uses installments, which is almost the pay later kind of thing, the order isn't paid in full right away. The creator receives the full payment only after the last installment. So that's kind of the interesting thing, right? So if you're doing like the all-in like $200 campaign or tier or whatever, and you break it up into payments and you're doing like, I don't know, 4 or 5 payments over a period of time, the creator actually doesn't get that money until the last payment gets into the account, and then the creator has access to that money for that tier. So that is interesting. Full payment only after the last installment. Okay. Shipping starts only after the order is fully paid. So this is like the same thing with the installments, so this kind of protects everybody, which makes sense. Like if you pay it in full, then the shipping can start. So if it took you all year long to pay for it, you wouldn't get your book until all that money was in. Backers can place another order only after they fully pay the previous orders. So that's only if you want to do the break, the pay later, the what's this called? What the fuck was the name of it? Stretch pay. Yeah, it's a weird name, stretch pay. Should just be like pay later. But here's the biggest thing: address and shipping collected immediately. So this was the biggest thing that people were complaining about with the shipping and the addresses. And this is what I found. So when I launched the Second Chance campaign, it was on the old Indiegogo, and then it got grandfathered in with the new Indiegogo because it was still live when it was bought. So I had a period of time where everything that was backed in 2025 under the old Indiegogo, I had all the information for the backers. I had the address, I had the shipping taken out. But everybody that backed after that period of time when it was bought, I didn't have anybody's address. And then the shipping wasn't like I had to send out the emails to get shipping for those people. So yes, that was a pain in the ass. I know people didn't like that. Apparently under the Express crowdfunding, it says addresses and shipping are collected immediately. The platform asks for the delivery address and charges shipping at checkout. The creator controls the configuration. Address and shipping are on by default. So that's kind of like what the biggest issue is with a lot of people. I don't know if that solves the problem there, but it definitely seems like it would. Doing well, but worn out, need a break. Hey, man, I feel you. It's funny because it's only getting busier for me, and I feel like, man, I need a vacation. I need a long vacation. I'm getting ready to launch a book, so I got to get just even more into the mode of selling the book and promoting and all that kind of stuff. And, man, I am feeling worn out. I'm feeling drained. I'm doing a lot of drawing, setting up these campaigns, a lot of late nights. The weekend comes and goes. I feel like I haven't caught up on sleep at all. It's crazy. And you start doing pills. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. I know who you Yeah, something like that. 5538 says, Joe, congratulations on a 9.0 grade for Reaper Destroy. Oh, one in Warlock this month. Well deserved. And what are your thoughts on the new reviews? Yeah, thank you for that. I saw that. I was fairly humbled to see Reaper Destroyer up there with a bunch of books like Godlike, Wraith of God, He Punk, Shanu. And yeah, it got a 9.0 on the review from Warlock. I was like, that's really awesome. Like that's really cool. It's very humbling. I'm very excited that people enjoyed the book so much, and I'm looking forward to this next book when it's dropping. I haven't seen the actual breakdown of reviews. I just saw that there was a grading number. Did they actually do a breakdown of the reviews somewhere that I can read? As far as the other reviews coming in from people, I've gotten very, very positive reviews from people. There have been some negatives. I mean, you're always going to get negatives out there, and I try to listen to them the best I can. But for the most part, it's been overwhelmingly very positive for Reaper Destroyer issue 1. Issue 2 is going to be badass, taking a direction I don't think you were thinking it was going to go, and it's gonna be a lot trippier. You know, I describe it as like an acid trip wrapped inside a dark, twisted fantasy. I think it's gonna be very fun. Kayla's in the house says, just throw the book on everything. Keep your bigger stuff on your website. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what's going on. I gotta make some decisions, and I just might make the simplest decision. To be honest with you, I get so many people saying do this. It's almost overwhelming. Like I just gotta make a decision on what I want to do and just stick with it and just roll. Richard Brinkley, a member of the channel, is in the house. Good to see you. Been a second. Shout out to Canada. Oh, Canada. You know what I'm saying? Why I say I had a gent and a fellow artist recognize your character RD at a free comic book day when he looked through my portfolio at a local shop in Carbondale, Illinois. Nice, man. That's awesome. That is awesome. I love that. Love it. That's me as a creator. That makes me very excited. You know, you want to know that the character's getting out there, the book is getting out there, the word of mouth is carrying it, the visuals are carrying it. That is awesome, man. You just made my day. Thank you. Each website has a different crowd of people. See, that's my thing with why I don't want to pull off Indiegogo, because there is still a Indiegogo crowd. And I said this earlier, like there's reasons, and here's one of the reasons. When you look at the analytics of my first campaign, there was a small percentage, but it was there, of people that backed the books purely because they found it on Indiegogo. So I don't want to take that off. I don't want to remove that just because Indiegogo is a pain in the ass right now. But what I want to do is give options for people out there to go back on my website. So what I'm probably going to do is take every tier that's going to be on Indiegogo and put every single tier on the website to back during that 30-60 day period of time. So you have a different place to go. What I don't want to do is start dropping my campaign on all these different crowdfunders all around the place, because I don't want to have to monitor 4 or 5 different campaigns at once. It sounds like a pain in the ass. I don't have the energy for it. It just doesn't make sense to me. What I do plan on doing is being one of the first campaigns up on Back Me Bro when that drops. That'll definitely happen. 199 from Doc Brewski says, how's the casino trip, or how'd the casino trip go? Oh man, did you do that twice? You're showing up twice here in StreamYard, but only once in the chat. Hopefully you didn't send that twice, man. It went all right. I said before, like I lost my money like I always do. And I'll just do, you know, I already talked about this at the beginning of the show, but I'll just do a brief recap. I always lose money. I have not walked out of the casino yet with the same money I took in. Haven't broke even. Because eventually, even if I get up, I usually just play through it. And it's one of those things like, all right, when it's done, we're out. You know, we usually gamble for like 3 hours or so, and then we go have lunch. I'm only dropping $100, sometimes $200, depends on what I'm able to set aside and save up for the trip. And when I go in there, we just play. And if it's really good, cool. I might actually set money aside if I ever get to that point to take money with me. But otherwise, if it's just kind of up and down as we go, I'm just drinking, having a good time. And when the money's out, it's time to go. But thank you for asking. Appreciate you. Honestly, Kickstarter is what most people in shops and Comic-Cons use. And I really think that would be expansion for you with the new people. I got no desire to do Kickstarter right now. All right, faster payouts. So payouts start during the campaign. During the draft page, creators complete a basic onboarding process. A strong onboarding process applies and is required before payouts start. Each campaign starts as a draft, which we all know. After the creator publishes the draft, they decide whether the campaign runs as a regular crowdfunding or express crowdfunding. So I think this is the issue we're getting into, and I don't know if this is new. I don't know. This is the first time I stumbled across. I haven't heard anybody talk about this yet. All the other creators I've talked to has just been about how the new crowdfunding platform is weird and it takes your money later, it takes the shipping later. But I'm like, does anybody realize that you can do this express crowdfunding? So I'm trying to figure out more information about this, because if this is the case, and this is a lot more like the old Indiegogo, where it takes your money up front, it takes your shipping up front, you're good to go. You're back, and then you sit back and wait for the campaign to get done. And this is just, I think, for creators when it comes to the pledge manager and all that kind of stuff. So this being said, now you don't have to change your mind or anything, but I thought it was interesting. I actually came across this today when I was doing some research on Indiegogo. And I was like, I wonder if this changes anybody's mind. If you can do this express crowdfunding where they take the money up front and they take the shipping up front, would that change your mind as a backer to back on Indiegogo again? Because those were the main complaints. If not, that's fine. I will put stuff up on superiorpresscomics.com as well. And I think what I'll do is just put the exact same tiers. I'll put all the covers up there. I'll put the bundles up there, the black and white covers. Yeah, I think I just put everything up there so you would have the same options. I don't think I would change it that much. If we're going to go that way, guys, and really, lean into doing the website as well, I'll just put everything up there that you could get on the Indiegogo as well. I think the only thing that would be exclusive to the website is the Lightning Virgin cover that I did. And I'm bringing up the cover so I can give you a look at what I'm talking about. So this cover right here would probably be the only one that was exclusive to the Superior Press Comics website. However, this would also be included on all the platforms of the all-in tier or whatever. But you could only get this individually on the website. That might be the only exclusive I have. Everything else you could back on Indiegogo or you could back on superiorpresscomics.com. I think that's the way I'm going to do it right now. We'll see. 5538, we're just going to say that, was asking because I know a few people who are going to back Reaper Destroyer 2 now because of Warlock's grade, though that was pretty cool. Nice, man. No, that kind of exposure is great. A lot of comics don't get that exposure when it comes to the reviews and stuff. And so if that has brought more eyes to the book, that's awesome. I know on the voting system, Reaper Destroyer, the book itself is sitting at number 9 of the top 10. I think that's awesome. So any of that helps. If it gets more excitement for people to come out and back in 2 weeks on May 15th, I'm all about. This is a book I believe in heavily. I've got story for this book to go to 100 issues if I can. If I so can make that journey to 100 issues, but a good solid 25 issues regardless. But we have a 6-story arc right now that we're just starting. So lots to go with this character. I think this is going to be really awesome. A big world I'm creating to dive into. Very fun characters, great character designs, and it's just going to get better as we go. And as I separate more from the kind of like Spawn in the Darkness motifs there, you're going to clearly see that Reaper Destroyer is its own character with its own story, with its own mythology, so to speak. Once we dive into issue 2, you're going to see where we're going with that. So I'm very excited for people to get it and to read it. I'm having a blast writing this issue and drawing it. And I'm excited to show off the campaign page. I'm getting pages colored right now from Dave. And so we'll have 5 pages up on the campaign page of the first 5 pages of the book. And it's going to be a lot different. If you go back to the first campaign, you see, because I started out with a fight scene in the first book, and it was like really in your face art and all this kind of stuff, and people loved it. This is going to be a little bit different because it starts out a little bit more of a slow burn. So it's not going to be the heavy action right off the bat, but it's very, very awesome pages. Very well done. I'm excited. Reaper Destroyer everywhere. Special books keep exclusives to your site. Yes. Yeah, I think this will be the exclusive. This will be, and it'll be a virgin cover of the Lightnings that just looks badass. Shout out to Dave for throwing the Lightning in there. Because there was an idea I actually had last second. I was like, damn it, dude, I didn't draw this in the original art. I was like, but do you think you could throw Lightning in there? Because it just popped in my head. And he's like, sure. And he came up with this. Like, dude, that is dope. So if we get to a certain amount of crowdfunding goal, I don't know what that's going to be yet, but this could turn into a full foil cover as well, which I think this would really pop with the foil. Over 100. Over 100 what? I missed it. I missed it. What are you talking about? All right. All in tiers include exclusive Reaper Destroyer 2 jean jacket. Oh, 100 issues. Do that. Yeah. Yeah, it could go over 100. Yeah. I mean, there's so much stuff I want to do with this character. I mean, I've just got these ideas that are just set up, you know, and I know that we can get to them. And I will never run out of an idea to do with this book. And if I can do that many issues, great. You know, I mean, time is the biggest thing, right? You know, Father Time, unbeaten. You know, I'm 44 years old. How many of these books can I actually do? As many as I can is the goal. But I tell you, I got story for probably over 100 books. No, it's over OPR 101, Kayla. But thanks for asking. That's right. Shout out to you. All right, there we go. So anyway, yeah. So that would be the only one that's the exclusive cover right there. Would be the Lightning one. But let me know. I'm gonna bring up. What does this poll say? 67% my site, 8% IGG, 26% both. See, I like that. 39 votes for whoever's in here voting. So I appreciate you guys doing the vote. That's important. That's important to see the both. You know, because as a creator, it's always funny. You know, we live in this weird world right now where it's like, you know, certain people back places, other people won't back in these places. And it's like, you know, back in the day, it was very easy. You just do one platform and everybody comes out and backs, you know. Now it's just like, oh no, I don't want to back Indiegogo, or I'll only back on Fund My Comic, or I'll only back a creator. And that's fine and all, but it makes it a little bit of a headache to set everything up. So seeing that somebody's going to do both, I think that's great, because I'm going to do both. I'm going to do IGG and I'm going to do superiorpresscomics.com. And I'll be happy wherever you guys back this book. Trust me. So let's go. Our London's in the house, says ride the lightning. Yeah, let's go. 75, 44. You're a baby. I will take that. All right. I love it because the older I get, I look at people in their 30s and their 20s, and I say the same thing. I was like, oh, these babies, man, these kids. I'm not that far removed from it, but anybody that's older than me, they're like late 40s or in their 50s, say the same thing to me. I got a couple guys that I used to work with at the city, and we still get together like every month to sit down and have breakfast, and they're in their mid 50s, you know, cool dudes. We got really close to them when I was working with them, and they say the same thing all the time. They're always joking. So I'm like, oh man, like, you know, my body hurts, you know, like all this stuff, and they just look at me like, you're just a baby, and I'm like, I need to remember that. Till you're 90. That's right. Tarks9 is in the house. Says Hail Comics Gate, Joe, and the chat. I'll be back, or I will back only on your website, or back me, bro. Cover looks amazing. Thank you, brother. That's awesome. You know, as long as you guys are backing, then you back wherever you feel comfortable backing. I will give you an option. I'll give you the option of Indiegogo, and I'll give you the option of my website. I'll probably jump on Back Me Bro when it happens. So there will be an option for there as well. But anything else right now, I'm probably not doing until the future, right? Because I don't want to manage more than 3 campaigns at a time. It just seems very daunting. It's just a time thing. However, you can still write if one day. Oh yeah. Well, that's a great point. Now, I don't want to think about getting older and not being able to draw, but it's going to happen at some point, you know. And if I can carry this book on, and I get to a point where, like, hey, I'm to the point where I don't feel like drawing anymore sequential pages. I don't have enough time. I'm getting old. Yeah, I would just sit back and write. And I would hire awesome artists to carry the book going forward. So yeah, if I can do it, I'll do the book for the rest of my life. That's how passionate I am about the character, about the story. I'll be the next Tom McFarlane, right? I'll take the book as far as it can go, start out drawing it, and I'll just write it when the time comes. Sushi. Anyway, creator of Initial D is like 70 now and still going strong. You got decades to give you art to, Joe. Yeah, as long as my hands work. You know, I've had wrist problems, I've had nerve issues, but as long as I can maintain that, and that doesn't pop up when I get a little bit older, I'll draw as long as I can draw, as long as my eyes are there and I can actually maintain quality art. I'll do that. I'll keep on drawing. Alex VRB is in the house. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Also, Joe, keep in mind that everyone is into preview books. That niche doesn't compare to how many will back the actual book. No, I keep that in mind. Yeah, that's a good point. You know, I mean, I even knew that when I launched the preview book, It's much like an ash can. Not everybody wants a preview book or an ash can or, that kind of stuff. That's more or less for like art collectors or, people that like to collect, tchotchkes or whatever you want to call it. And I assume that's probably not related to like who's going to actually back the book. So I guess I should give myself a little bit of a break to judge the amount of people I brought into that website based just on that book. So yeah, no, I mean, the poll, where's the actual poll? See if I can find it here. I had it pulled up. I had so many things pulled up, guys. I don't mind just talking about this. This is fine. We'll get to other stuff, I guess, if we get to it. Let me see. The actual poll, though. If I can find it. Because a decent amount of people got into that poll, and I was actually, that's what I want to see. That's kind of fan feedback I need, right? Because I base a lot of things on the fans and what they want, what they can, what makes it easier for them. All right. I see the pizza thing. All right. Is there... Sorry, guys. I got a lot of pages, a lot of things open because I was going to talk about a lot of different things. But I'm fine diving into this stuff. If I can find the actual poll here, if I opened it. Maybe I didn't. Maybe like a dumbass, I forgot to put that out there, which is very possible. Let's see if I can find it. So a lot of you participated. There were a lot of good comments in there as well. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right, let me bring this up. There we go. Cool. Worked. Got it. So on the poll I put on X was basically, should I offer the Reaper Destroyer issue 2 or 2 covers on my website for those who don't want to back on IGG? Out of 52 votes, which I consider pretty good, 96 said yes. 3 said no. And there's a lot of people in here, like Comic Book Ones is he's like, yeah, I'm not interested in Indiegogo anymore. The UX is awful. Glass Machine says, I have made the personal decision never to back anything on Indiegogo again. The website is awful and I hate it. Reaper Destroyer #1 was great. If you only run #2 on IGG, I won't back. Meteor Pegasus said, actually, accidentally voted no. I meant to vote yes. Tarks or Real Tarks 9 was in the chat, says yes, please prefer your website than Indiegogo. Elliot Rodriguez, which I thought jumped in here too. I got to look at the chat here in a second. Shout out to you. Says, yeah, definitely. I'm assuming there'd be a markup in price, something to distinguish the campaign books from the websites ones. And I wouldn't do a markup. It would be the exact same thing you could get on Indiegogo. You would get on SuperiorPressComics.com. The only thing that would be exclusive is the Lightning Virgin cover of mine that we would upgrade to a full foil if we got to a certain number on the crowdfunding. But I wouldn't just be like, hey, if you don't want to back on Indiegogo, come to my website, but you're gonna have to pay more. I just want to give the same option as everybody, same price as everything out there. And then Rasmus says, yeah, never leave money on the table. And so it was good. It was a good response. I liked it, and there was other people that shared it as well. They did comments as well that I won't track down. But the overall consensus was you got to do SuperiorPressComics.com, and that's what I'm gonna plan on doing. So what I'm going to do. Let's see if I can show this real quick. I've already got this up. So if you guys know, the preview book is up, right? So we've brought in 43 backers on the preview book. That's still going very well. It's going to be going throughout the year. So that campaign page is not going to change. That's going to stay the way it is. You can back this throughout the year, even after Reaper Destroyer 2 has been launched, because we were fulfilling this in December. But this will be up, and you can only get this here on this campaign page. It won't be available on the Reaper Destroyer campaign, or Reaper Destroyer issue 2 campaign page. That's a lot of words to say. I need to get these down to just phrases. I say this all over again. So this is going to be up here. So that's not going to change. However, if you go over to SuperiorPressComics.com, this is where I'm going to put the books. And what I'm probably going to do is have a section down here. And what I'll do is, for the time it's campaigning on Indiegogo, I'll launch them on the same day. So whether we run 30 or 60 days before it goes technically into demand, I'll probably kill a bunch of this stuff on this site, because you can get original art here, commissions, the t-shirts, the old comics right there. These are the short print runs, which I think I only have like 15 of the Dale covers left. I've got like 25 of my covers, and there's like 20 of the ash cans left. So these are the low print runs from the first time around. I might just drop everything off the site, including all the shirts, all the merch, and just have the covers and all the tiers available here to back. And we'll kind of transform this into a campaign page. And then after the 60 days or whatever, then we'll just open the entire website back up along with the books that are still on there, and everything else will be available to buy as well. That's what I'm thinking right now. I mean, what are you guys thinking about that? It makes it simple, makes it easy, I think. I don't know. We'll see. I'm 60. Yeah. Good on you, man. Good on you. Paulus Arts in the house says, I am a 44-year-old baby. Yes, you and me. Same. I'll take it. 44 years old. I will take and call the baby. I don't take that as a insult at all. In fact, I'm very flattered by that. Let's go that direction. There's Elliot, the man. Good to see you, brother. Says, I prefer Spirit Press. IGG is a mess. Well, I will definitely do that. I think I'm definitely going to do that for sure. So 300 issues, if I can make it, man. If I can make it, we'll see how long. I mean, if I'm going to make it that long, I can't be doing crowdfunding my entire life. I got to actually get to a point where I can get successful, and then hopefully get onto more of at least a quarterly phase with getting books out, if not a bi-monthly eventually. But we'll see. I mean, all that stuff's in the future. Right now, it starts here, though. It started with Reaper Destroyer issue 1, and now this is going to be the test. Is issue 2 going to do really good? I'm launching another book in the fall called Chaos that Kayla in the chat is writing. We got Oliver Isabedra doing the art. Fantastic looking book. He just turned in page 1 today. That's just, I'm telling you, this book is going to be one of the best looking indie books out there. And it's going to be well written because Kayla, and I know Kayla, and she's going to write the hell out of that book, and it's going to be amazing. So I expect that book to do very well as well. So if you can do both these books this year and make them do really well, then we're talking about possibly carrying the momentum into 2027. And who knows what we can do after that. And if we can keep this going, keep it moving, keep it turning, keep it building, there's a possibility where I could go full-time doing this. And I could produce more books, not just Reaper Destroyer, not just Chaos, but I got other ideas, other creative teams in mind to bring on and produce more comics. Now Superior Press is actually putting a catalog out there to where maybe distribution would be a thing. Maybe you can start getting stuff out there on a yearly basis, dropping things in a quarterly or something like that. So there's lots of plans, guys, but it all starts with Reaper Destroyer issue 2, and it's going to follow up with Chaos in August. Like, this is the goal. I'm stating right now, this is the goal right now, is to build this company. And I want to produce as many books as I can. I'm 44 years old. I'm a baby. I'm young. I get it. But there is also this ticking clock in my head that is just like, I'm looking at the future. I'm 6 years away from 50. And then after that, you're 16 years away from 60. I mean, it's just really crazy when you break it down. I'm like, how much time do I really have to put into doing these books? And if I'm only going at a yearly, or not even a yearly rate, like this has been multiple years in between issues, that's not going to put a lot of stuff out. So I have to have the time to jump in and work on this full time. Like, I work a 40-hour job a week. I have a full-time family. The goal is to make this my full-time job, to wake up and to do this every day. That's the goal. So we're going to see. It's going to start on the 15th. We're going to see where we can take 2026 and see if we can roll that into 2027. He can't quit drawing until his hands look like OG Michael Bancroft's ginger root. One day that might, one day. I mean, right now the nerve damage has subsided pretty well. We work on it on a bi-weekly basis. I go in, chiropractor, my back worked on, my wrist worked on, and it's really helped with the stability of my wrist. I don't have the shake in it like I used to. And if I can maintain that, I'm going to draw as long as I can draw. In a few years, we will be able to get robo arms, to do the work for us. Now, that would be interesting. Joe, you're a beast who can draw for thousands of years. Bring it on, man. Bring it on. Let's go. I'm ready. Do you have any artists do covers for you by offering a cover swap, or is it monetary? I mean, I'm fine with doing the cover swap. In order for that to work, I have to be able to have the time to be able to do it, for one. But yeah, I'm not opposed to it. You know, it's got to be an artist I want to work with. You know, so with Superior Press Comics, I have kind of a house style I'm trying to establish. There's me, there's Oliver Saavedra, there's Fabio Simeo. These are the three artists, including myself, that have produced books or produced art for the company. So I'm trying to keep like a house style that's similar to that, you know, because I have a vision on what I want these characters to look like. Does that mean I'm not going to work with anybody else if they don't have that specific kind of style? No, by no means. If it's a unique style and I think it fits a character, I'm all about it. You know, like why I say, you know, I still got to work with him at some point in the future. I definitely want to do that because I really dig his style and I think it fits very well within the house style of Superior Press Comics. Let's see. Resisting the urge to make jokes about why Joe's Rosetta's joint hand has so much wear. Look, I'm ambidextrous, right? And I got nerve damage in both hands. So I take it as you do. Everyone, please hit the like and share the stream out. Yeah, please share the stream. Hit the like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Consider becoming a member. Members are going to get exclusive behind-the-scenes look, not only to Reaper Destroyer, but also in the future to other projects I'm putting out for Superior Press. You can only get sneak peeks of things before I put them on social media at the community section in the member part of the channel, which I dropped. I already dropped some stuff in there a little bit later. So if you're a member, you haven't gone and exhausted your benefits for being a member, go check that out. It's 47, only 28 likes. Yeah, let's get up. Let's hit those likes. Let's go. Let's go. It's a butcher block. It's okay if it's got, if you, oh, I got you. Ghost GU 1984 is in the house. Good to see you, man. A lot of good names in here. Shout out to everybody that's joining me tonight on Sunday to kickstart your week off here on the RONN JOE show. Usually we talk about a lot of entertaining things, but I have a campaign launching May 15th, Reaper Destroyer issue 2. And this is a very serious thing I have to figure out because not only do I have to resubmit my campaign to Indiegogo to get it approved so that the actual campaign can go from crowdfunding or the launch page to the crowdfunding site, but I have to set everything up and I got to figure out where people want it back. So this is an important thing for me. If you guys haven't voted in the chat, please do. Which it looks like I lost the YouTube chat. Let me reload that. Oh, there you go. All right. Please vote in the chat if you guys haven't yet. Let's see how many votes do I have. 48 votes in there. Nice. That's a good one. That's a good number. 65% Superior Press, 29% both, and then 6% IGG. Definitely do that because I'm using all this to make a decision on what I'm doing here in the future. But most likely it's going to be a couple different places you can back Reaper Destroyer when it drops May 15th. By the way, guys, if you want to help out this campaign, promote. If you see any posts that I put out, share them out. Share anybody else's posts. Let people know the date that this campaign is launching. These things build excitement. They generate energy for launch when the word of mouth is spreading. And that's one thing that really helped issue 1. There was giant excitement behind that issue. And there's a lot of momentum building. And I'm trying to capture that with this too. And, you know, I understand the economy is a lot different. So expectations have to be curbed a little bit. I know that there's fractures where a lot of people fight with each other and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of factors in this time around that I didn't have to deal with the first time around. And that's fine. I say to each their own. When you are a backer, you do with your money with what you want to do, right? I'll never be upset if somebody doesn't back the book. It's your money. Put it where you want to put it. But if you want to support me, you want to support the book, any post I make, share it out. Or if you want to, just go to the IGG page, share it out, or share out superiorpresscomics.com and put on the comment that Reaper Destroyer is launching May 15th. You know, the word of mouth is going to be huge. And I'm humbled by everybody so far who's been sharing so much out. And I really do rely on you guys. So thank you so much. Kayla says, chat, what are some of the things you'd like to see add-ons on the campaign? That's a good question. I've got a lot of tiers. So I was going through all the tiers today. I've got actually a lot of tiers on the campaign itself. It's going to be kind of ridiculous, but I think it is going to be broken down very easy for the stuff that you want to get, because I don't want to force you to get something you don't want to get. So if there's a combo of things that I think in my mind would be something I would want, I'm going to put it out there as an option. So there's going to be lots of options when this actually goes. Kayla is a really good writer. I mean, for a girl. She is. She's a fantastic writer for a girl, but no, fantastic writer in general. I wouldn't be working with her if I didn't believe in her. I've known Kayla for a few years now, actually 4 years probably. Man, shit, might be even closer to 6 years that I've known her for. And I've wrote read a lot of the stuff that she's written. Obviously, stuff she's written for me. The work she's working on right now with Chaos, which I think is brilliant. Because she writes so differently than I do, and a lot differently than most people that I've read their books do. Like her insight and how she wants to tell a story, detail wise, and all that stuff is things that I don't think about, because I'm thinking like in a different way of telling stories. I think this is going to be it's going to have action in it, but it's going to make you think. It's going to be a mind bender. It's going to be a suspenseful. Chaos is going to be really awesome. I'm very excited to be working with Kayla. She'll be with me for a while. I made her the editor-in-chief of my company. You know, anybody that comes in and works with me, she's going to be involved in the books that we put out. So I think very highly of her. So absolutely. 2-pack comics with the gay Baltimore. What? The 2-pack of comics without the gay Baltimore stuff. Okay, I got you. Did you know that the Prince said he refused to celebrate his age on birthdays, and that's why he looked so young? Oh, that's what I need to do. That's what I need to do. Oh, geez, just AI. Oh, God. No, I probably never be something I do. I mean, never say never. I mean, who knows way things are going in the future? 10 years, 15 years down the line, that might be the only way you can actually produce stuff. I don't know. I hope that's not the case. I want to do original art for as long as I can do original art. Magnificent One says, pretty soon AI and 3D printing would be good enough for you to make a bunch of RD figures. For a pretty gnarly add-on. Yeah, that's true. 3D printing for sure. I back almost everywhere. Would just prefer your own website. Well, thank you, Johnny. I appreciate you. Well, I will definitely have something on the website. But it's good to know that you will back anywhere the book's at. So that's awesome. Joe shared your stream on X, included a good picture of the shirt. Nice. Looks great. Awesome. Do me a favor, Art. DM me a good picture of that. I'd love to bring it up. Spirit Airlines. I heard something about that. Not sure what's going on with that. She plots things out meticulously. I think she uses cardboard and notes, but for real, Kayla's good people. Yeah, that's a fact. She's got her own process, that's for sure. You're welcome, Kayla. I'm very lucky for the opportunity and get to work with everyone I get to. Yeah, for sure. And we're lucky to have you. It's it's a team effort to get all these books out. That is for sure. So yeah, superiorpresscomics.com. There will be exclusives on here. All the tiers will be on here. I'll convert this kind of more of a campaign page on May 15th, and anybody that doesn't want to back on IGG can back here. But I thought it was interesting. I think I'm going to go with that express crowdfunding from IGG, because it sounds like they will take your money up front as well as your shipping. So that might solve a lot of problems for some people that don't want to use IGG. I don't know. We'll see what happens. All I know is May 15th. Be here, show up, show out. Let's make this a big campaign. Let's make it a big campaign. Let's let everybody know crowdfunding isn't dead. CG isn't dead. And just in general, if you don't care about any of that stuff and you just want to back me because you like the book, you like me, let's get out and do that too. I say, let's make comics, because that's what we're here to do. That's what we are here to do. All right. Let me jump into some things. Now we got some of that out of the way. Got some things I actually wanted to talk about, which we're going to start with this because I brought this up and this is it's hilarious to me. So I mentioned last week on RONN JOE that Shannon Elizabeth had started a OnlyFans account. And I was actually surprised on that. I didn't know what it was really going to be, how it was going to be. It was it's funny. Like, I think she's 52 or something like that. Still looking pretty damn good. Jumping on OnlyFans. I'm like, all right, that's odd. But then I see this article. It says Shannon Elizabeth, if I can talk, ranks in a whopping payday for the first week on OnlyFans. But here's the thing, guys. You read this article, and I think anybody that's going to be spending money on this account, expecting to see a bunch of nudity and depravity, is going to be they're going to be sad, because I don't think that's going to be happening with what she is putting on here. Support good art. Yeah, thank you, brother. Epic 4-1s in the house. I appreciate you. So this says she's ranking in the dough. Shannon Elizabeth has earned nearly $1 million in just 1 week since launching OnlyFans. Page 6 has exclusively learned, which I guess is the article from. Source told us that the American Pie star has officially made over 7 figures as of Monday. Over half of it was earned through direct messages to OnlyFans users, while tips and post counts for the rest, whatever that means. I don't know too much about OnlyFans, but so it's her, I guess. Yeah, okay, right. So she's got a little bit of a sexy thing going on here. What does it say? It says, "Welcome to my little corner of the internet. Here you'll find the side of me that doesn't make it into the movies, more playful, spontaneous, and completely unscripted." So here's the thing. This is not going to be a nudity site for Shannon Elizabeth. It says behind the scenes moments, which could include maybe something, exclusive photos and videos. I won't get too excited that it's going to be porn related. Candid glimpses of my life, okay, and chatting with me directly. Very vague, right? The chatting with me directly is an interesting thing. I mean, I'm sure there'll be a bunch of people that spend some money on that to chat with Shannon Elizabeth, but I do not think this is going to be a site where you're going to go spend whatever money it is per month to follow her and get a bunch of titty and ass shots or whatever. I don't think that's going to happen at all. So I wonder how many people join the site and spend all this money thinking that's what they're going to get. And you're probably much just going to get a more intimate behind the scenes look at her life, almost like a reality TV show is what I'm thinking. So we'll see how it all goes. And good, more power to her. $1 million in one day, almost $1 million in one day. Shout out. Could Singing Joe make a moolah on OnlyFans? I mean, I'm sure I can make some money for some fetishes out there. I got the voice, still do, you know. We'll see. But if you got it, flaunt it. You know what I'm saying? Got it, flaunt it. I interviewed. Oh, okay. Kayla says I interviewed her at Rhode Island Comic Con. She's a very nice and pretty in person. I would love to meet her in person. I always thought she was really hot, and she seems like a nice person. Chatting with a guy in India, that could possibly be. Simps are dumb. Yes, but they bring in the money. So I say continue it. You know, I said this before. If you are a woman and you're a beautiful woman, you got that body. You only got it for so long. I mean, she's in her 50s and she still has it. You got people out there who want to spend money on you. Do it. You know, I got no problem with it. Okay, Elizabeth told Page Six that the actress, Elizabeth's rep, told Page Six that the actress is planning to use some of the funds towards her charity, which is awesome. The Shannon Elizabeth Foundation, including throwing a gala in Las Vegas this summer. She is always hustling and genuinely loves interacting with her fans. Her rep added earlier this month, Elizabeth, who's 52 years old, announced she was joining OnlyFans a day after she quietly filed for divorce from her husband, Simon Borchert. Interesting. The divorce is fresh. She is freshly single and launching her OnlyFans tomorrow morning. A source exclusively told Page Six on April 14th. The conversationalist later clarified she and Borchert separated last September. I feel stronger, clearer, and happier than I ever have in a long time, she told the U.S. Weekly. All right, but the question is, are you going to show your tits? I'm glad you're happy, strong, feel empowered. I mean, okay. A glimpse into your life is great. We want to see the behind the scenes stuff, but definitely put something in there, right? You spend all this money, put something in there, just a little, Scary Movie actress said she joined the subscription-based platform to reconnect with her fans. So there's definitely a way to reconnect. You know what I'm talking about? Anybody? No? Okay. Reconnecting with my fans through appearances has reminded me just how much their support has meant to me throughout my career and how much I've missed that energy, she told Page Six. OnlyFans gives me the opportunity to offer something more, a behind-the-scenes, unfiltered look at my life and genuine connection to no other platform allows. Now, that makes me wonder, unfiltered, is that same as uncensored here? Are we going to get some, glimpses? I don't know. Wait and see, I guess. Says she added, this is also where I will be sharing exclusive content that you simply won't find anywhere else. See, these are the words. These are the buzzwords that get people like, well, maybe. Is this going to be it? Maybe. Who knows? But it gets somebody, like Rick said, simp out there to be like, maybe I'll toss down like whatever it's going to cost just to see what it's all about. And that's why you rake in almost $1 million in one day if you're Shannon Elizabeth. This isn't just content to watch from a distance. This is for the people who have always shown up for me and want them to feel that. Okay, interesting. Elizabeth tied the knot with, I don't care about that. 6 years, I don't care about it. Next is okay. Don't care about that. So anyway, yeah, it's interesting. Wonder how long this will last and how well it'll do. But shout out to her. She's brought in almost $1 million in one day, or as of Monday, doing this. So hey, make that money. Make that money. I say. Epic 411 says 7 figures at 52 on OnlyFans is wild. 20-year-olds could only dream of that. Yeah, and the thing is too, like, I don't think she's going to be doing all that. She's definitely not doing the porn stuff, and I doubt she's going to be doing any nudity. Maybe there'll be like sexy, risque stuff that's on there, but I don't think she's going to be doing the direction that everybody else does. And she's raking in that money. Shout out, so that's more power to her. I got no problem with that. I think that's great, and I could be completely wrong. A week from now, stuff will start leaking, and it's all porn on there. It's like, okay, well, maybe that's why you got $1 million. I play Call of Duty Warzone with a chick from New Zealand. Pay for her university degree with feet pics and tips. That's how you do it right there. I don't think she has ever done a nude scene. Yes, she did. American Pie. Shannon Elizabeth? Yeah. American Pie. There was another movie too that she did a topless scene in. I can't remember. It was a low budget film in the 90s or maybe early 2000s that she was topless. But yeah, American Pie. We all remember the American Pie scene. Come on, made her famous overnight. Play that liar meme. That's what I'm saying. Chaos is the most anticipated comic of 2026. Nice. Look at it. Second to Reaper Destroyer. But yes, the most anticipated second to Reaper Destroyer. Now, honestly, any book I'm putting out from Superior Press, I don't care if Chaos does better. That benefits me in every way possible. So I want Chaos to do as good as it possibly can. And it is going to be one of the best looking books. In fact, I look at Oliver's art and it makes me step up my game. Like I have a healthy competition with all the artists that I know. I see their work put out there, and it always motivates me to do better and better work on my craft more, all that kind of stuff. So having Oliver as the talent drawing the book for Chaos, I see the pages come in, I see how it's working, and it's just like that's the motivation, right? That's the competition. That's the competitive gene that kicks in with me. I'm just like, oh man, did you see what Oliver just did? I got to make sure that I'm doing even better than that. So like, I love that stuff. Like that's stuff that really gets me. Tomcats. Did you show her tits in Tomcats? I can't remember. That might have been it. I can't remember. There was another movie though. It was a good movie. That was funny. I liked it. I was actually just thinking about that not too long ago because I haven't seen it in forever, and you never see it on streaming, or at least I haven't been able to find it on streaming. So I'm gonna have to look for that. It's good. All right, DM you a pic of the shirt. Tried to lay it flat. All right, let me go see if I can find it here and bring it up. All right, we're not going to talk about that. Let's get rid of that one. There's a bunch of things I spent a lot more time talking early on about the crowdfunding stuff. So there's a lot of stuff we're not going to get to, which is completely fine. I enjoy just having this conversation with you guys and knowing where you guys stand on things, because I make stuff for you, obviously. All right, here's all right, hold on a second. Let me bring that down. I want to dox my DMs there. Can I zoom in on this? There we go. Let me get this set up, and I'm gonna have to pull out and. All right, never mind. This could pull out, open in a different screen. Is what we're going to do. Because this does look really awesome, man. I have not gotten this shirt. Like, I've got one of the other shirts I absolutely love. All right, here we go. And that's it's really cool to see this because I thought this was going to turn out very well, and after seeing this, I was right. So here we go. This is Art Haida's t-shirt. This is the black and white sketch cover Dale Keown. It came out beautiful. Look at that. Look at that thing. Nice printing. Look at that. Let's get in there. Good quality there. Yeah, it's just the black and white, the Dale Keown sketch on a white t-shirt. That's badass. I might need to get one of these. Yeah, I might need to get one of these. I don't do a lot of white t-shirts, as you can see. I mostly wear black because it's just my style, I guess. But this makes me want to go out and grab one. That's badass. Shout out to Art Haida for wearing that around, doing some good promotion, going to Comic Cons he's doing. The shirt looks, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Pull out open stream. Let's go. Yeah, I'm liking that. And you guys can get that at superiorpresscomics.com. Usually I run a discount here in the RONN Joe show. I forgot to put one on there, but usually, and I'll have to start doing this, that while we're live, I'll run a 10% off discount of anything in the store. You can go get it. And these ship fast. People who have gotten them fairly fast, I've heard. So looks good quality. That's awesome. I got the one with the inverted colors as well. I'll have to wear that one. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I've got the red one with the black shirt with the red one on it. That's one of my favorites. So yeah, badass, man. Thank you for the support. That's so awesome. I love seeing this stuff finally getting out there. Yeah, shout out to all you guys for supporting there. Everything, wherever you might support, whether it's books, merchandise on the website. You guys are awesome. All right. Reload this. I don't even know if I'll talk about this. Let's skip that. That's nonsense. Okay, here's interesting. I did want to bring this up. So Bleeding Fool has an article here about the Highlander. Behind the scenes images showing Henry Cavill in battle. I'm a huge fan of the Highlander movies. Now I got to refresh the Highlander lore because it's been a while since I've watched anything that's Highlander related. But when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, man, the Highlander movies, all of them, I loved. 1 was the best, 2 was interesting, 3 was okay, and then you had that weird number 4, I think it was Endgame, that came out that combined the TV series and the movies together. Both characters. Duncan and Connor came together in that, and that was pretty cool. But I've always loved the Highlander movies. I always loved the idea of immortals fighting till the end, until there's only one. There can be only one, and every time you kill another immortal, you absorb that power, and you become more powerful as you go. Cool story, cool concept. You had the Queen soundtrack there. Was it Princes of the Universe? Here we are. That kind of, it was such a good stuff. I mean, good nostalgia right there. So I'm looking forward to this movie, and I like Henry Cavill, so I'm thinking this is going to do fairly well. You watch Madhouse Highlander anime? No, I haven't. Is that new? I don't think I've ever even heard of it. I'll have to check it out. Definitely check that out. Turtlenecks and let's see. I like the Highlander TV show. My aunt was a huge fan. I did too. In fact, I want to say that was probably the first thing I started watching, because I was pretty young when that came out, and the movies, were rated R, so I didn't get a chance to see those until I was a teenager. So I might have actually started watching the TV show first, and then went back and started watching the movies when they became a little bit more popular, or not popular, when I was old enough to watch them, and then just fell in love with them. So good. So the Highlander was announced that Henry Cavill, after being booted from Superman, being fired from The Witcher, bouncing around the Warhammer 40K or whatever, didn't work out. There was something else he was attached to, didn't work out. But finally, looks like he might have a franchise on the way with the Highlander. And if this thing works, you're talking about at least 3 movies of the Highlander. So I hope this definitely works out for him. It says Henry Cavill has traded his Superman cape for a kilt as he steps into the legendary role of the Highlander. New images from the Scotland set show the actor in his full 16th century warrior gear as filming gets underway in Elian, Donan Castle. Cavill appears with long hair similar to his look in The Witcher, riding into battle with a torch-lit army. The reboot is directed by Chad Stilisky, known for John Wick. Oh, nice. I didn't know that. That'll be good. That would be a good one. That's a good combo. Story follows Connor McLeod, an immortal warrior who discovers he cannot die after falling in battle centuries ago. He lives in the modern world, but he is pulled back into conflict when a brutal rival known as Kurgan returns. So here we go, getting into the set photos. I wonder if this is going to open. I might have to open it. Nope, good. All right, good. I was saying, if I have to open up another page, it's going to be a pain in the ass. So set photos. I mean, set photos are set photos, but you can see Henry Cavill here with the kilt, the long hair. Yeah. I don't care, man. This is going to be good. You know what I would hope to? I want to see more stuff in the 16th century. I would hope that like half of the film was the flashback, right? Just because I like this period. I like this period. I'd like to see more storytelling within this world, and maybe more so than they did in the original movie. Especially if you can do I'm assuming that there's probably plans in place for a trilogy. If it does good, they probably got a plan in place for a sequel to this. And, maybe a longer story arc would be awesome. Instead of the installments that they did the first time around when there's, you hadn't really, they didn't plan for franchises back then. It was just like movie did good, you rush, you do a sequel. If it does good, maybe do another one, Highlander spoke to my Scottish roots. Classic movie. I hope this will be a good remake. I have Scottish roots as well. My original name was McDougald before I was a Sonntag. So, yeah. I'm Scottish, not Irish. That's shout out to Groundkeeper Willie. Lone Wolf 33 is in the house. Or 33, jeez, I can't read. 3. I got a bigger screen, and I still have a hard time reading shit. The anime was okay. Some people that did, same people that did the Vampire Hunter D, if memory serves. Well, that'd be awesome animation then. I'll check it out. I don't think I've ever seen it. Christopher Lambert was in a ninja movie set in Japan called The Hunted. Oh, I think I might have seen that before. It was okay, even though his acting is so pretty. Yeah, he was never a great actor. He's just like, he was fine for the Highlander movies, but that's pretty much his range. In Mortal Kombat, even though he was an Oriental, I still like him as Raiden because he got that voice. Lambert just had that really cool voice that worked. Riding into battle, swords, fighting, heads getting cut off. I'm content. Yeah. Yes, me too, Joe. Yeah, let's go. Medieval stuff. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Give me a little bit more of the medieval stuff than the modern day stuff, and maybe break that in the story as it's going. I don't know. I have a lot of hope for this. I think this is going to be really good. Footage of the canceled Highlander game leaked not too long ago. All right, let's see if I can see that. I love The Hunted. I can't. I don't know if I gotta look back and see The Hunt. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. I think I saw it. I think I did, but I can't remember. Been a while. So yeah, no, this is looking good. This is looking good. I'm liking it. Was there another one here? Or is it just that? Let's see. Nope, I got them all. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I mean, Highlander. What are you guys thinking? I'm thinking. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. Is this coming out this year or next year? Can't remember. I'm in Mortal Kombat. Christopher Lambert didn't. Oh, in Mortal Kombat, Christopher Lambert didn't get paid. What? I read so they could pay others. Wow. That's pretty cool if that's the case. Yeah, those kind of rumors, you never know. I mean, it's good lore, right? To be like, this happened so that this could happen. You never know what's true. But if it is true, that's badass. If there's an actor that believes in a movie and they know that they're commanding so much, they're like, let's get this thing made. Like I'll either take a pay cut or just don't pay me. I mean, some of these guys can afford to do that. And I think if that's the case, it's pretty awesome. Daniel Craig says, hopefully it's good. I hope so too. And I really do think it's going to be good. And I'll tell you why I think it's going to be good. Because Henry Cavill is a nerd, right? When he goes into a project, when he goes into a character, he embraces the character and he wants to portray the character the way that the fans want him portrayed, right? And we've seen this with The Witcher. The reason why he was fired from The Witcher is he kept pushing back in the way they wanted to portray the character. And he's like, no, Gerald wouldn't do that. This is the way I think things would happen. He pushed back because he wanted to protect the character. So I believe that he's going to take the same thing with Connor McLeod. I think he's going to portray the character the way that it should be, being a fan of it. And I think as long as the story is good, I think anybody that was a fan of Highlander is going to love this movie. That's my hope. Could it be wrong? Could I be wrong? Yes, of course. I could always be wrong. But I'm looking at this. I'm thinking this is going to be a good movie. I think it's going to be a hit. It's not going to be $1 billion or anything, but it's going to do well enough where I think it's going to start and spark a franchise. And I think you could get, 2 more Highlander movies at least and have a trilogy, if not 3 more before it's all said and done. So I'm happy. I'm happy for Cavill. I hope he gets a franchise. Next thing he needs to do is become Bond, and then you'll get that franchise as well, which I don't think they're smart enough to make that move and make him the next James Bond. In Mortal Kombat, Lieutenant Dan. I don't know what that means. I'll be giving the remake a chance. Good. Cavill, Washington, Reeves, about the only Hollywood guys to get me to the film. These nice. Yeah, I mean, they're good guys. You know, I mean, that's just the thing. Like, they're good guys. They seem to respect the fans, and that's important for this day and age. Very important. And they seem to love the characters that they portray as well. So I think that's all the right recipe that you need for these movies to be successful. Yeah, fingers crossed. Absolutely. All right. I also saw. I need to change the music. We've been doing the same music for an hour and 40 minutes. That's my bad. Usually I'd switch it up more so than that. That's my bad. If you guys can even hear it. I saw this article. It says Jon Favreau reveals why Star Wars is a dead brand. Now, I think we can all imagine, or not even imagine, I think we know why Star Wars is a dead brand. But this was an interesting article, and it actually kind of is another bleeding fool, but also a little bit of a kind of a misguiding headline there, which most of them are, because this isn't actually an article where Jon Favreau says anything specific. What it is very simple. You break it down like this. The Mandalorian was supposed to be the saving grace of a franchise long adrift in the corporate doldrums. However, Jon Favreau recently admitted, so he doesn't really say anything, but he admitted that the studio scrapped a planned 4th season of the show in order to force a transition into the feature film, which I wondered that too. Favreau. Thank you, Kayla. Favreau. It always goes back to that something about Mary when Brett Favre was in that, and Ben Stiller's character is trying to pronounce his name. And he's like, it's Favre. Anyway, so it was a plan that. But yes, Favreau, Jon Favreau. Transition to the film. So I was always wondering why they went to the feature film, because it worked so well as a series. Now, granted, the last season, season 3, was my least favorite of the 2 or of the 3. The first 2 were really good, high praise all around. 3rd season, I thought it fell off the rails a little bit. But I was looking forward to a 4th season. But they're making a movie instead. That's fine. It is what it is. But I would much prefer the series to come back. It says, why would you trade a deep, lore-heavy narrative for a surface-level movie? This rash decision only confirms the worst fears of the fan base regarding the management of Lucasfilms under Kathleen Kennedy and, of course, Bob Iger. Now, when is Kathleen Kennedy going to leave? It seems like every year there's rumors and reports that this is it. She's being fired, moving on. You know, who's the other guy? Dave Filoni, is that his name? That was rumored to be taken over and all this kind of stuff, and it never happens. So I think we're just stuck at this point. It says the studio now decided chasing a mass appeal by watering down the very mythology that once sustained this massive universe is a smart play. They want a generalized story that requires no homework for the casual viewer. Does this sound like a recipe for a vibrant future for the final gasp of a dying brand? Brutally written. History shows us that the real success comes from respecting the core audience that built this house in the first place, and none of the trailers for this movie look like an epic blockbuster. They look more like a Toys R Us commercial for Baby Yoda. That is true. Like, the movie looks interesting. I'm going to check it out, but it doesn't. Yeah, you would think if you're making a movie of this now after the TV, it's got to be bigger and badder than the TV series. You got to put more into it. It's got to be, you know, the trailer needs to really get you. And so far, I watched the trailer and it's like, yeah, it looks like season 4 of The Mandalorian. That's all it looks like. And so if you're going to do that, might as well have just made the season. And I could be wrong. This movie could be good. And we'll see. The slide into irrelevance did not start yesterday. The rot took hold when Lucasfilms made the indefensible decision to fire Gina Carano. Something they still have not really rectified yet. I think they came to terms, right? Like, didn't Gina, she won some kind of court case or something, but they really want to make some kind of difference. They should have brought her character back. You want to make amends with the fans, that's what I would have done. That moment served as a clear message to half the fans about the priorities of the current regime. Can they really expect the loyal base to return to The Mandalorian and Grogu if she is not even a part of the production. Now, I would push back on that a little bit. Whether she's a part of the production or not, like, I don't think that has anything to do with anything, honestly. Is the story good, and is there excitement for the characters to be seen on the big screen? If that's the case, then yeah, people are going to come out and check it out. If not, then it could be a flop. We'll see. Okay, everyone help me out here. Favreau, John Favreau. Thank you. Favreau, named after a 5 feet tall kangaroo, is nice. I like that. Contrast off on my end. Contrast. Wait. Shit, I thought that was a black suit Spidey falling from the exploding building holding a scroll baby. I was way off. What did you see? Oh, bro, like fan of Vietnamese food. What's going on? Paulus Art says she'll leave when the attic. Well, it could be. I mean, it's gonna be worn off by now. Could be, but even then, I don't think she'll leave. Oh, tornado season in them parts would help. Jeez, brutal. Okay. Many fans still believe the return of Cara Dune is a requirement for any genuine reconciliation, or Disney will never be forgiven. Furthermore, Lucasfilm's transitions towards the sequel trilogy era remains another point of contention. Fans who spent the decades learning the nuances of the galaxy see these choices as an insult to the original vision of George Lucas. How many more can the audience take before they turn their backs on the studio for good? I mean, I think we're pretty much there, judging by the lack of excitement I've seen for the Mandalorian and Grogu. I do think it will probably do decent. The fans of the show will probably go out and support it, but it doesn't look like a movie is going to bring in more mass appeal than that. I think the fans that are already fans are going to come watch the movie, buy tickets and all that kind of stuff, but I don't think it's going to have a mass audience appeal. So we'll see how these numbers are. I'll probably go see it, maybe, if I got the time. I mean, it's just, I mean, movies are expensive. You got to be a lot more choosy on movies these days, because it's not just me, it's my wife. You know, a movie like this, I would take my daughter to. So it's 3 people, and then you talk about the concession stands. You got pop, you got candy, you got popcorn, the whole thing. Lots of money. So the movie better be good, and it better be worth my time to go see it. That's just the way it is. So we'll see. I'm gonna have to see some reviews before I get up and really run to the theater, because it's got a lot of competition this year. You know, you got Spider-Man, Masters of the Universe, Mortal Kombat 2, Street Fighter, Doomsday. I know I'm missing a lot. Toy Story 5. There's a lot of things coming out that's going to have a heavy competition with. So we'll see. We'll see if it can handle it. By the way, shout out to the 41 people watching. I appreciate you guys here supporting me, supporting the channel, and hanging out with the RONN JOE show to kickstart your Sunday. Well, I guess technically we are into the work week now on Monday. I'll be getting up here and in roughly 6 hours to go to work and start it all over again and getting ready for Reaper Destroyer issue 2 that is dropping May 15th. You guys don't want to miss that. I'm telling you right now. The book is going to be awesome. The campaign is going to be awesome. We are going to kick some major ass with this, and you guys are going to help do it. You guys are going to make it happen, because I can't do anything without you guys, and that is the God's honest truth. Crowdfunding these books are the only reason I can get books out and produced. So if you follow the link, go to superiorpresscomics.com. You don't have to if you don't want to. I know IGG is a pain in the ass, but you can follow the link and you can sign up for Reaper Destroyer issue 2, or just pay attention to superiorpresscomics.com, because I will be doing every single tier you see on Indiegogo on the website itself. So on launch day, May 15th, you can go to superiorpresscomics.com and get every single tier, every single book that is on the Indiegogo campaign as well. So don't fret. Don't fret. I got you covered here. What Tyler Perry coming out this year? I don't know. Anything? Faust Fury Cortana is in talks to return with Cara Dune. Cortana. Who's Cortana? Is that, are you trying to say Carano? Maybe. That'd be cool. Oh, there you go. You do it. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say maybe I'm the dumb one, which is, I wouldn't put that past me, to be spelling something wrong and not reading something right. So, but yeah, Carano, that'd be cool. I'm 100% fine with that. I say bring her back. I think it would be a good boost for morale for the fans to mend some bridges, so to speak. Let's go. SuperiorPressComics.com. Do it. Get into it. Get the name in your head. Get the place to go. Be there. We're gonna have tons of tiers. We're gonna have all the covers. We're gonna have all the we got 5 main covers and exclusive to the website. You have 5 black and white virgin covers. There's gonna be bundles so you can get certain things. Reprint of issue 1 is going to be in there. We're gonna have an issue 0 drop at some point as well, which is pretty much gonna be the reprint of the supplemental book, except with all the extras out of it. It's going to have another short story put in there, about 24 pages. That's going to be one of the cheaper books. I think that's going to be around $20, I want to say, that we're going to put that on there. Original page art, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be awesome. Sketch covers, sketch cards. It's going to be a big campaign. It's going to be a big campaign. And the cool thing is, if you back on my website, now that I think about it, you have the option on my website to break up payments. So if you want to do all-ins or you want to do a ton of different stuff and you're like, man, it's a lot of money, you can break up those payments at checkout. So there are some advantages to that. Corona is the female AI, or Cortana is the female AI in the Halo games. All right. I've never played the Halo games. Are they good? I don't know. Not a big gamer, you know. I wish it was, though. Okay. I don't have time to talk about that. We'll be wrapping up here pretty soon. What can I got? Okay. 2 questions. Okay, we're going to do some nerd questions. 2 nerd questions for you guys in the chat. This isn't a poll or anything. This is just, I want to see that this is the participation point of the show. I want to see these answers in the chat. We're going to start with this one. Michael Keaton is ranked as the #1 best Batman of all time. Whether this is true or not, I don't know. It's just something I saw on X. Who is your favorite Batman, though? Who? And I had to really stop and think about this because I'm like, oh man, that's a really good question. Of all the Batmans, they've all had their own qualities to them. Keaton is definitely tops on my list. I think just because I grew up with Keaton. He was the Batman when I was a kid. So he holds a special place in my heart as the Batman. He's the Batman. And I think to me, he's probably the best Batman. I also really like Ben Affleck a lot. I thought he did a really, really good job. I like them. Oh, you're saying no, you don't like Michael Keaton isn't. Well, who's put your top Batman in the chat. Your top Batman actors I want to see in the chat, everybody. Yeah, and Affleck was good. I liked Affleck for this short period of time he was Batman. I would have liked to have seen his own Batman movie that they were developing that he was going to direct. I thought that sounded like it was going to be really good. It's going to be more based on like the Arkham games. I thought I think he was a very good Batman. I liked it. Christian Bale was good. I just, obviously he got shit for the voice. I thought the voice was a mistake. I saw test footage of Bale when he was auditioning for that role, and the voice that he used in the test footage I thought was actually really good. It was a little bit darker, but it wasn't the over exaggerated breathing through his mouth sound, because like that mask was up, he couldn't breathe through his nose. So I get that. I got allergies. I can't breathe through my nose right now, which is why I'm taking deeper breaths when I'm talking. Okay, so Adam West was your guy. Good call, Aleister Crowley. I like me a good Adam West from back in the day. I still remember the 1967 Batman movie. I was a big fan of that when I was a kid, like a little kid before the Keaton movies came out, because that's all he really had to see was Batman on the TV or on the big screen. Was it 67? That was a good one. Affleck says Rachel Brinkley. Yep, Affleck was good. Okay. I thought we all decided it was Kevin Conroy. See, I don't count Conroy. And the only reason I don't count Conroy is because he wasn't a physical actor. He was just a voice actor. That's the only reason. Now, you can count him. I have no problem with that. If you want to say he's your favorite, it's noted. And I'll put that up there. Me personally, though, if I was to go with voice actors of Batman, because there's been a ton of voice actors as well, Kevin Conroy would be he'd be the tops. Hands down. Same Keaton and Affleck. Wish he got more opportunity. Yeah, me too. And it sucks because when his suit looked really good. You went from the traditional black costume that you saw in the movies previous to the more gray costume, and it looked a little bit more traditional, but it still had a sense of dark, brooding bat. And he was more of the brawler Batman. He was more of the Frank Miller Batman. He was a lot bigger, a lot more muscular, not as athletic. But that I'm telling you, to this day, that scene in Batman v Superman where he's fighting all those guys in the warehouse is still probably the best fight scene of any Batman actor, any Batman movie ever. And I will fight people with that. Okay, Art Haida said Conroy live action specific, Keaton West are the most fun. Affleck is The Dark Knight Returns come to life. His positivity in the Snyder Cut was great. Truly felt like an older Batman. Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. Kayla says Michael Keaton, best Batman. Then Ben Affleck is the best Bruce Wayne. Okay, I got you. So, yeah, Affleck did a good Bruce Wayne. He just had that look. The thing I like about Affleck is he just had the stature. He was 6'4", had the jaw. He more embodied what you would think a Batman would look like in real life. Keaton, he's 5'10", a little bit smaller, but the nostalgia of him being that Tim Burton Batman in that costume, I think is what really carries my love for Keaton. But to me, it'd probably go Keaton, Affleck, and then Bale in that order, I would say. Pattinson, I actually didn't mind Pattinson. I'd be 100% honest with you. The Batman movie that came out, I thought he actually did a pretty good job. Now, smaller Batman, he doesn't look as physically imposing, and that's a problem. But I thought the movie was actually it was way too long. That's my only complaint about the movie is way too long. They could have probably cut about a half hour out of that movie. And I wasn't a big fan of some of the choices that Reeves made for the Riddler or some of the other characters, but I didn't mind him. He wasn't horrible. He wasn't, George Clooney was horrible, right? Like he should be everybody's last Batman, George Clooney. It shouldn't even be thought of. That's how bad it was. Val Kilmer was pretty good. He's on my list. He might be right behind Christian Bale. He might be fourth in line there. Then I'd probably do Pattinson, and I'd do George Lucas. And then, Adam West is probably very last for me, but just because he played the campy Batman. Not that he's bad. He was a very good Batman, obviously, for that generation, but it was the campy style. And, of course, Kevin Conroy is going to be the tops as far as anything else. But live action portrayals, I think that's how I would go. Pattinson should have been Terry McGinnis. Oh, that would have been a good one. Yeah, I could see that. Yep, they could have done. I mean, he's a little older because he is in his 40s. But that probably would have been a better way to go, just because of his stature. He was just too small. You can't put as much on that frame, and it didn't seem like he really wanted to. I remember reading an article where he was talking about not really wanting to work out for the role. I'm like, come on, you're a superhero. Like you see what Affleck did, you see what Christian Bale did. I guess Keaton didn't really work out for the role. Kilmer, got fit and all that kind of stuff. It's stuff you got to do. Take the role serious, Keaton would have been the best if he had a darker script and better director. Affleck gets my vote. Darker script, yes. I like the Tim Burton feel. Like the Tim Burton movies, both Batman and then Batman Returns, I thought were great because it had a completely different look. It was the world was created around Batman. It just everything about it aesthetically was this Gotham City, was this world that was Batman. A darker script would have worked better though. Yeah, they could have put more. I don't know who I hate more, a Bat Bale or Bat. Well, who's your favorite? Did you already say? Did you say Keaton? I got you. There's my cat. If you can hear, going crazy out there. Val Kilmer was an underrated Batman. I liked Val Kilmer. I wish he had done more. Yeah, like I was upset when Keaton didn't come back, but I was like, all right, Kilmer did a good job in Batman Forever. He should have came back and did Batman and Robin. Although that script was so bad, whoever played that role probably was not going to do very well in it. Adam West was Dick Sprang Bats for me. Loves those OG comics. Man, it was good stuff. And really, I mean, in an era where that's all you were getting, even that campy Batman on screen, it still was badass. I still watch those episodes from time to time. And I enjoy what it was back then. You know, knowing that everything we've gone to in the future, just go back to like a simpler time when it was just like, it was campy, it was fun, but you know, you got to see all the characters on there, the Joker, the Riddler, Catwoman, the Penguin, you know, Batman, Robin, and all this kind of stuff. Like it had its place for sure. Lego Batman is the best Batman. I don't think I've watched a single Lego Batman movie. I wanted an Affleck Hush Batman movie. That would have been awesome. Yeah, I agree. It was Batman the movie 1966 with the bat shark repellent. That's what I said 67. Yes, 66. Thank you, Rich Ware, 9094. I agree with Rachel. Val Kilmer was dope. I enjoyed it. Conroy did a Batman or Bruce Wayne live action. Yeah, he did. I saw, but didn't they make him like they made him a villain? Like he was like a, I don't know. Patterson was perfect for Terry McGinnis, aka Batman Beyond. Hopefully they'll learn their lesson with the Batman 2. Listen to some other of the criticism. We'll see. I mean, I liked the Batman 1, but shorten it, you know, and I like it because it's really dark. It's dark and it dove more into a detective. You know, like he's trying to, you know, it was like Seven. You know, it was like the movie Seven. You're unraveling the mystery, and I like that aspect about it. What I didn't like is the portrayal of the Riddler. So if they just make it a little bit more comic booky, but still kept the same darkness. So when you bring in like Mr. Freeze or whoever the bad guy is going to be in number 2, I'm not even sure. Give him a little bit more comic booky look without going so campy, but it still fits in that world, if that makes any kind of sense. If you get to listen to the Batman HBO radio dramas, the Joker is Data from no shit, Star Trek, and insanely. I'll have to check that out, Andrew. I did not know that. Was it Brett Spiner? Brent? Yeah, I didn't know Data did the voice of the Joker. I gotta check that out. Clooney equals ER Batman. Stupid smile throughout everything, even the perfect storm. What I hated about it was the first time you see Clooney in Batman and Robin as Batman, he comes busting through that glass and lands on the Brontosaurus. And he's just like, he says something just like, "Hello, Freeze, I'm Batman." He says it just like that. No, he didn't do anything to work on his voice. He didn't try to make it darker, do the Kevin Conroy voice. He was just like, "I'm Batman." You know, I'm just like, oh, okay. Tim Burton did 3 movies, Batman movies, I believe. He just did 2. He produced Batman Forever. Tim Burton did Batman and Batman Returns. He was scheduled to do Batman 3, but the script didn't work out, or scheduling didn't work out, so he had to abandon the project. Joel Schumacher came in and directed it, but Tim Burton still produced it, even though it didn't have any kind of Tim Burtonisms in it at all. Batman Returns is GOAT. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Batman Returns is my favorite movie. Yeah, I love Batman Returns. Everything about Batman Returns I love. Spiner, Andrew, same guy from Young Justice Animated. Really? No shit. Okay. Paul says that fan film Dead End had a good portrayal of Batman. All the rest have leave a little something to be desired, but we are all good in their own. We're all good in their own way. That was pretty good for a fan film. Yeah. Clooney was ass. Yeah, I think we can all come together on that. You know, we can have our favorite Batmans, but I think we can all come around the fact that Clooney is just not good. You know, I'm sorry. Did anyone else go to Marvel movies in the 2000s and at the halfway point yell, "When's Batman going to show up?" I did not. No, I didn't. I was actually very excited about the Marvel movies in the early 2000s. You know, not all of them were great, but I was just happy to see them on the screen, you know. Rich says Tim Burton's Batman was supposed to be the Dark Knight, according to Frank Miller, which is why Robert Rodriguez had to show him what he planned. I think you're correct on that. Slammin' Brandon's in the house, says, "Hey Joe, hey you, good to see you. I don't think I've seen the name in here before. Good to have you in here. If you guys are in here and you haven't yet, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We're trying to up the subscriptions and help grow the channel. Share this out. Let everybody know we're live. We'll probably be wrapping up here pretty soon. But this show airs on Sundays at 10:30 and also Thursdays at 10:30, although it will be turning into a show called The Grift fairly soon here. I remember 89 came out and my mom wouldn't take us. Same here. Then the movie came out on video and we asked for it for Christmas. Mom bought us 60s Batman movie instead. We were so disappointed. Shout out Daniel Craig. Same here. I wasn't allowed to watch the first Batman because it was so dark. And the reviews on it were people were wondering about. So it took a second for my parents to actually let me watch Batman and Batman Returns. And so I had to do the same fight. Yep, I absolutely did. And of course, I was at the time when it came out in 89, you know, I was 7 years old. So there was that. Okay, let's see. Clooney was a Bruce Wayne. Oh, wait. Clooney was in Bruce Wayne in the worst DC movies, right? Batman and Robin in The Flash. Oh, yeah, he did the cameo in The Flash. They knew what they were doing with The Flash by having him. Yeah, I thought that was a funny... I thought that was a funny cameo in The Flash, just because he was the worst Batman. You know, like I think that's why. It's just like, okay, the worst Batman shows up, and it's like, all right, as much as we hate the Ezra Miller as the Flash, it's like, you know, you make it back to your world, and guess what? Batman is the worst. You know, the worst actor is now Batman in your world. It's not Ben Affleck anymore. That actually, you got a little bit of chuckle, and he probably had some self-deprecation there as well, just leaning into the joke, because he knows. I'm going to end the poll in the chat. Where would you back IGG, Superior Press, or both? Superior Press ran away with it with 63%. Thank you for all the votes. 57 votes altogether. Shout out to you all. 30% said both, and then 7% said IGG. So that's good information to get. I'll let you guys know that I will be I will be having that campaign on both sites, Indiegogo and SuperiorPressComics.com, with an exclusive cover on SuperiorPressComics.com. Although there will be an all-in option where you can get everything, and that's exclusive will be included. So don't fret. If you're only backing an IGG, you'll be able to get everything. Evil mom. All right, last thing, and we're going to wrap this up. And I didn't even get to a third of the things I was going to talk about tonight. So we'll see as we go. Ditko excluded. I like that they say this, because you got to give a shout out to Steve Ditko for designing and being the original artist for Spider-Man. But who is the top Spider-Man artist of all time? This comes from Jonathan J. Colton that I just saw on X. So now we have options, and I want to see in the chat. Now, another participation portion of the show. Say that 10 times fast. A is Todd McFarlane, B is Eric Larson, C is J. Scott Campbell, very good, or D, Mark Bagley. Now, here's my thing, and this is the hardest thing I have to say, because all these are really good. Let me pop this up. So you got, obviously, McFarlane re-injuvenated the character with his designs. Made the eyes bigger, more webbing on the costumes. He defined or made the spaghetti webbing popular, even though I think it was Art Adams is somebody else who actually the first one to actually do the spaghetti webbing. But Todd McFarlane took it to a whole new level, put him in these crazy positions. I think we all remember when we were kids reading The Amazing Spider-Man, just seeing how Spider-Man could bend and twist, and he just looked more imposing. He looked cooler, you know, than like the Romita Sr. Spider-Mans. So it's hard to beat, right? So, I mean, you got Todd McFarlane A. I want to see numbers or letters in the chats, guys. What do you think on this? Eric Larson. A lot of people don't like Eric Larson. I thought his Spider-Man stuff was really good. I enjoyed it. Yeah, coming after McFarlane, it was a lot different of a style, way more cartoony, but Larson had his qualities about just the way he would draw Spider-Man. Again, very flexible, twisted him, turned him in ways that human beings should not be able to go. And there was something about the way he drew the lankier, muscular Spider-Man than McFarlane doing the more bulky Spider-Man. Then you got J. Scott Campbell, who came on and did a bunch of covers. I don't know if he ever did any interiors, though. I might be wrong on this. But his style fit the book very well. Very cartoony, you know, especially back in the day. All the characters look good. I thought he portrayed and could put the character in a very good poses and all that stuff. And then you got Mark Bagley, who this is not a great representation, but personally is one of my favorites. Now, this is why it's hard for me, because I would obviously go McFarlane, Larson, Bagley, Campbell. That would be my list. But I have a love for Bagley. His run on Amazing Spider-Man, I was just talking to Sean, my co-host on Ott and Stuff in The Grift, earlier today, I was like, Bagley's run on Amazing Spider-Man was goated. That really was. I mean, he did the longest run, and the way he started portraying the character, he kind of did the Eric Larson where he was a little bit lanky, very muscular, very skinny, but he was able to pose him in ways, and he did a lot more of crawling all over stuff. If you remember, McFarlane did a lot of the swinging poses. He was very famous for doing the really crazy, awesome swinging poses. Same thing with Eric Larson. Bagley did something different. Although you got some cool poses when he was swinging through the city, you also got every time Spider-Man would be not swinging, he would be on a wall. He'd be crawling upside down on a ceiling. He'd be bouncing around from wall to wall. He never just walked. And that was something I think that was a little bit more unique to Mark Bagley, his run on Amazing Spider-Man. And he drew the character for so long, he just made the character his own. So it's a hard choice for me between the four of them. But if I had to, I'd probably do this pretty much right here. I'd just switch C and D. Bagley would be third under Tom McFarlane and Eric Larson. J. Scott Campbell would be last, in my opinion. It's no shade to Campbell at all. But that's where I'd put it. Leighton Game member of the channel says, that's art. Yes, sir. McFarlane says, Foss Fury 4235. 100%. I will not argue with that at all. Let's go. Bags was Todd without the exaggeration. I'll get down with that. I'll get down with that. Matthew Rummer, shout out to you, man, says his Ultimate Spider-Man work was better. People say that, and I don't get it. Now, to each their own. But I look at the Ultimate Spider-Man run as inferior, in my opinion. But that's a personal opinion, right? I just like the way that he drew in the 90s. I like the way that he drew Spider-Man. But again, he was drawing an adult Spider-Man, where Ultimate Spider-Man was more of the younger Spider-Man. So he drew him with a little bit bigger head. His proportions were a little bit more to a youthful Spider-Man as opposed to a fully grown adult man as Spider-Man. And I think maybe that was one of the things I didn't like much at all. But a lot of people love the Ultimate run. Eric Larson says Rachel Brinkley. Let's see. McFarlane made Spider-Man spider-like. Yes, 100%. No Romita. No, and he shouldn't be on there. Now, I'll say this why. We exclude Ditko because Ditko is probably going to be number one on everybody's list because you got to give their respect for Ditko for the original design and the original run on Spider-Man and at least half creating Spider-Man with Stan Lee. Romita Sr. did a long run on Spider-Man, and it was probably the more iconic looks. Those were the characters you see on books and in lunch pails and a lot of the memorabilia throughout the era during that time. But his Spider-Man, if you really look at Romita Sr.'s Spider-Man, it's very boring. It wasn't until McFarlane came on that you got the really cool poses. You look back, Romita's was very well drawn. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no shade again to Romita. It's just, to me, he doesn't hold a candle to some of the other guys that came after him. No offense, Romita or Junior, but that's just kind of what I'm thinking here. My personal thoughts. Tark9 says, I also enjoyed Sal Buscema on Spider-Man or Spectacular Spider-Man. Oh, yeah. Well, another guy? Oh, yeah. Oh, Alex. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but yeah, Alex was really good on Web of Spider-Man. Good artist, too. Good honorable mentions there. Tom Lyle, his run on Spider-Man in the 90s, highly underrated. He gets an honorable mention for me. Rest in peace. Tom Lyle was really good. I enjoyed his style. It stood out from amongst the rest. He was a little bit more blocky, but he just had good poses and he had some energy. Just the way he drew the costume was kind of McFarlane-esque, but also not. So, yeah, honorable mention to Buscema, to Alex, and to Tom Lyle. I say Romita, but I'd also choose the Dodsons, Terry and Rachel, and Frank Choi. Okay. My personal picks. Gotcha. I did not. J. Scott Campbell didn't do a monthly that I know of. Not a fan of Larson or Bagley, but Bagley had a few picks. McFarlane had Spidey and all kinds of hanging and crawling and being upside down. Yeah, he didn't do a monthly that I know of yet. I think it was basically covers. I think he was supposed to do, but it didn't work out for some reason. Good answers, good debates, guys. I have a Sam D. La Rose Bagley autographed Venom Spider-Man with a commission by Sam on the cover. Nice, man. Nice. That'd be awesome. J. Scott's MJ, he put up this week is what would sell to teenage guys in any decade, in my opinion. I haven't seen it, but I could imagine that you are correct on that. They're all McFarlane derivatives. No, they are. I mean, that's true. You got to give it to, that's why I said you got to put McFarlane as A. You know, I mean, if you're not including Ditko, McFarlane is number one because he stylized the character and created all these people that took what he did and improved upon it, right? But he's the one that made the eyes bigger. That was one of the biggest things. Made the eyes bigger, made him creepier, brought more dark into his blue costume. So it gave him a little bit more depth. And again, he wasn't as bright of a character as he was before. You can put him in shadows now, and he really looked cool. And a lot of artists came after him and copied that and improved on it. So yeah, that's why McFarlane has to be the tops on the list. Now, my personal thing is McFarlane is top, but I do like Bagley's Amazing Spider-Man run is just close to my heart because that was the artist when I was really reading and into Spider-Man at the time. Because at that point, McFarlane was already off doing Spawn. You know, so he was already off. You know, he's already off the book. So it was Bagley every month doing the Amazing Spider-Man and doing it very, very well. Ditko did not create Spider-Man's look. Jack Kirby designed him. Kirby worked at a costume store that had a black and yellow Spider-Man that was basically Spidey. Okay, I will lean to you on that. I always thought it was Ditko, but I'm fine with Kirby. Matt says my favorite Spider-Man artist was Angel Medina on A Spectacular Spider-Man. He did a good run. Yeah. That was really good. And when he jumped on too, they had switched back to the black costume, which was really cool because I always love seeing the black costume, and I thought he knocked it out of the park. Not his entire run, but yeah, it was really good. Yeah, he had a great take on Spidey. Absolutely. Hot take. You can rank Spider-Man runs by how well they draw MJ. It's representative of overall art quality. Okay, I'll get down with that. I mean, I think Bagley drew her probably the best. If you remember all the sexy scenes and stuff that Bagley would put MJ in, Tom McFarlane, he was a great artist for what he's doing, but he's never drawn the most beautiful women. So I'd have to take him out of that category, unfortunately. Same thing with Eric Larson. Never drawn the most beautiful women. Could draw really big titties, but the faces aren't really good looking. Bagley was able to draw a very sleek, attractive MJ, big hair, big boobs. She was a model, and he could do that. And I think that would be my tops right there. And obviously, J. Scott Campbell can just do the ladies for sure. Art, that's 100%. Ditko did the actual drawings, but Kirby actually designed his look. Nice. Learn something new every day. That's why I love the chat. That's why I love you guys in here. Spidey is just better when he's more stylized. I agree. Yeah, you can't go flat with the character. You know, he's just got to be out there. He's got to be creepy looking. He's got to be just distorted, legs, bent, just crouched down. I mean, like that's the way he should look. And Tom McFarlane did that the best. Now that's an absolute truth. All right. Everybody overlooked Rin Garney's Spidey. Yeah, I don't think I remember. I mean, visually I might remember, but I don't know if I remember the name actually popping up, So, all right, guys, there's a lot of stuff I didn't get to, which is fine. We always have next week, and a lot of these things I talk about are not necessarily breaking news, but I was going to talk about the Area 51 stuff, but we ran out of time, so we're going to have to kick that to next week. But there were a lot of earthquakes over on Area 51, which is interesting. And of course, you have everybody pointing the finger and being like, why? Getting this disclosure. And now Area 51 is rocking off the charts. So who knows on that? We'll get into alien talk next week for sure. Ron Garney. Oh, okay. I got you. Instead of Rin, I got you. Ron Garney. I'll have to look it up. All right, everybody. Before I get out of here, I just want to say one more time, Reaper Destroyer issue 2 is launching May 15th. If you guys haven't yet, you need to go sign up for it on IGG. If you don't want to back it on IGG, that is fine. I will have it on the SuperiorPressComics.com website for you guys. But if you haven't yet, let me give you just a shout out here. I'm going to take a look. Why is that so zoomed in? Take a look at these covers here that I got available for you. Now, look, you have my cover right here of issue 1. featuring the very sexy, the very hot Vanessa. Why is this not full? Let me bring this up. In all her glory, and all her assets hanging out. Very nicely done. Very hot. Very sexy. I love this cover. You can also get the exclusive variant cover that is the Lightning that's going to be only on the Superior Press Comics website. If we hit a certain funding goal, which I think is going to have to probably be about 10K. If we can get there, we're going to make this a full foil book because those are a little bit more expensive to make. But I think this is going to absolutely pop when it's foil. You can also get the John Malin cover, which is fucking dope as hell and leans really into the creepiness, the trippiness of the book itself. And I think this probably represents what we're going to see in the book more than any other cover that I've got on the campaign. Shout out to John, just doing a fantastic job. Don't miss the John Malin cover. You can also get the black and white version of this, the virgin black and white of it. Brett motherfucking Booth, friend of the channel, did this beautiful cover for me last year when I was going to launch this campaign back in September. I think I was originally going to try to launch it and decided to hold it off until I had more ready to go. But we got the Brett Booth cover on here as well. Just looks amazing. You guys don't want to miss that. We also have the Oliver Isabedra. We talked about him earlier. He is the artist on Chaos. He's also been the artist on The Man with No Strings. He did the supplemental story of the Apophis story. If you guys got the supplemental book for issue 1, fantastic artist. Knocked this cover out. What do you say about this? Look at the art on this. What do you say? This is just absolutely amazing. He's on this as well. We also have an Ethan Van Sciver cover coming. I came to him late, so that's my fault that the cover artwork is not done, but there will be a tier to back it. And I'm sure once we get it done, once he has the time to knock it out, he'll get it and we'll get it on there. As far as I know, it might be something he actually draws live on one of his live streams as well. So you might be able to see the actual process of that cover coming together. But we have an Ethan Van Sciver cover, John Malin, Brett motherfucking Booth, Oliver Isabedra. I have a cover on there as well, including the Virgin cover. We also have the reissued of issue 1. So this would be like the third printing essentially of issue 1. This is on its way right now to be inked by Marlo Aquiza. It will be colored up by Dave Kemp as usual. This is the pencil version of it right now. I'm thinking about putting a 1-of-1 comic out there. Now, I did this on the preview book, but I do 1-of-1 books, which is one issue for $100. That cover is the only time it will ever be printed. You will own the only book, the only cover of that issue ever. That's completely exclusive. It is sold out in seconds when I did that on the preview book. So I'm thinking about doing that in this campaign as well with the relaunch of issue 1. With this just being the sketch cover with the dressing. I did it today. It looks really awesome. And I was like, man, I kind of like the way it looks. So we might have that up there, just like a 1-on-1. We might do the exact same thing for issue 2 as well. Like these will be ones, they're 1-of-1. They're only printed one. You'll be the only person in existence that owns this cover. And so that'll be a fun thing to do. So those are the covers right there. Of course, there'll be bundles. There'll be all that kind of good stuff to get all the covers, certain covers together. Black and white covers, all that kind of stuff. John Malin's right there. I mean, where is he physically? I don't know. Doing stuff. I'm not sure. Sunday nights, I don't see a lot of people streaming on Sunday nights. Every once in a while, people will jump on, but yeah, he's around. But there's the John Malin cover right there. Absolutely kick-ass. One of my favorites. Do you know what Ethan is doing? I wonder if he'll have Vanessa on his... I've got a couple of ideas. We haven't hammered down exactly what it's going to be yet, but he asked me, he's like, what do you want? I'm just like, man, because I want to take into consideration all these covers, right? And I want to make sure that his stands out. Obviously, it's going to stand out because it's Ethan, but I want to make sure it stands out when it comes to who's on the cover. Because you have Oliver did every character. John did Reaper Destroyer. I did just Vanessa. Maybe I'll see if he wants to draw Vanessa, or we'll see. We'll see. I haven't figured it out yet, but I know it's going to be awesome. EVS, Booth, Malin, Murderers Row of Talent. What's not to like? Facts, my friend. Facts. And thank you. Reaper Destroyer looks so fucking badass, man. Really looking forward to seeing that Ethan cover. Thank you, Skeleton Core Comics. Appreciate you. You guys don't want to miss this book. I'm telling you, it's going to be really awesome. Get out and back it May 15th. We are so close. We are 13 days away, something like that, from this book launching. And it's going to have some of the best covers that you're going to see anywhere on any campaign this year. Some of the biggest names, some of the best covers, and then the book itself is going to be absolutely amazing when you guys get it. It's good. I'm so excited. It's the running joke. What was the running joke? What I miss? Oh, where's Malin? Yeah, that's my bad. That's my bad, because that was actually something, and I played off of that one time on Hard Art too. I was just like, we hadn't seen Malin in like 2 days or something. He was off gambling and hanging out with rock stars or something. I was like, he could be dead, and if he is dead, we're very sad. That's my boy. But if that is the case, I got the last cover that John Malin will ever do. So that's the running gag: is you want to back this John Malin cover because this is the last cover of John Malin's career. So definitely get out and get that in full force. No, I don't have one of Vanessa and Reaper together, and I could see if that's something that Ethan wants to do. Yeah, I would be down with that. I created a logo for you, Reaper Destroyer. Oh, really? All right. DM me, Joe M Sonntag 1, or at Joe M Sonntag 1 at X. I'd love to see it. Yeah, check that out. All right, what am I doing here? I'm gonna wrap this show up. Before we do, so the pitch line, I had to rewrite this because I was saying, and I'm going to explain this real quick before we get out of here. I was saying that Reaper Destroyer was like Alice in Wonderland meets The Empire Strikes Back, and it would all make sense. I tweaked that a little bit, especially based off on some things that I've been talking to you about, what I'd seen some other artists do, and I've been tweaking the story a little bit and things I wanted to do. And so I pulled back on the Empire Strikes Back thing a little, although there is still that element in there. Probably not what you guys are thinking when you think about The Empire Strikes Back. So I switched it up. And so my new pitch for the story is very simple, and I think it's good. It goes like this. It says, Matthew gets pulled into the Veiled Dimension on a mission to confront Apophis for control of his soul. While new allies seem to emerge, Matthew must confront the secrets of his past and survive a slow descent through his own subconscious. And this is where I said it before. Reaper Destroyer 2 is an acid trip wrapped inside a twisted dark fantasy. If you guys have ever taken hallucinogenics, which I don't recommend, especially at this age, you know what I'm talking about. Everybody's had a bad trip, and you got to deal with being trapped in your own mind and everything you're seeing. This is going to kind of be like that. We're going to go deep down the rabbit hole in Matt's subconscious. We're going to figure out secrets of his past, and figure out if we can actually regain control of his soul from Apophis. But we're going to go to some dark, twisted places, and I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be sci-fi fantasy art, and I'm excited for you guys to get it. Oh, you already said? Okay. I will check it out. Let me see. You send it right now? Or did you tag me? Did you DM me, or did you tag me on something? I don't know if I'm seeing anything. You know what? I'll look for it later. I got to end the show. It's getting late. I got to get up for work in the morning and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you tag me. All right, I'll check that out for sure. Rest in peace, Roger Sweet, creator of He-Man. Oh, no shit. Okay, that just happened? Well, R.I.P. R.I.P. All right, everybody, thank you for joining me tonight. This was a fun show. Got to talk a lot about the Indiegogo stuff, cover a few things as well. You guys gave me a lot to think about when it came to the campaign, where I want to post tiers and all that kind of stuff. And just know, whether you're going to back an IGG or SuperiorPressComics.com, either way, there's a chance for you to back and a way for you to back Reaper Destroyer May 15th. Let's get this going. Let's get it hyped. If you guys haven't yet, grab my post, reshare it. Word of mouth is a huge thing with getting people into this campaign and getting this going and getting the hype going. So I rely on you guys to help me do that. So anytime I post anything, or if you just want to, go to the website, SuperiorPressComics.com, share that on there. Let people know May 15th is the date Reaper Destroyer 2 is launching. Share the Indiegogo, same thing. And just help out. And I appreciate it so much. You guys are amazing. I couldn't ask for a better chat and better supporters. You guys are truly awesome. So with that being said, everybody, be good to each other, take care of one another, and as always, picture me naked. Talk to y'all later. Peace.
He should do his duty, and to impress him, takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, to destroy the world."
Going down. a little reaction, man. You can barely stand this flash flow attack, man. That was practically suicide. Next in line. Get ready to settle the score, and get ready to face the floor, 'cause it's time to remember it. This is war, and it's on tonight. So get up and fight, get up and fight. You've had all your life to run and hide. Now step up, now step up. Let's do this. About ready to break it, we're all about ready to break it, we're all about ready to break it, we're all about ready to break it.
I love it, man. Shit. It's like a little boy. I giggle every time I see titties. It's weird. This next song is off our Bastard Machine EP. And I want to see a fucking pit, and I want to see all my headbangers, and I want to see all the titties in the world just flopping the fuck around. This one goes out to all the fucking mainstream media and the bullshit controlled politics and the political correct motherfuckers that are ruining this goddamn country. And all the strong-minded motherfuckers who I feel are here that don't buy into any of that goddamn bullshit, alright? Fuck your federal government, man. We the people, this one is called Goddamn Country.